Use all that bandwidth. We are now live on the Google Hangout.
Live on the Google Hangout.
We're live on Butt.
And you've got these mics streaming through the Hangout?
Yes.
Sweet. Bravo to you.
And here we go. See, look, here's the levels on the Google Hangout. There's levels right there. And as you can check, it's line in.
No, I believe you.
You believe it?
I believe you, bro.
All right.
Let's do this.
Live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome to episode 105 of Beyond the Routine. A netcast that asks, what is the difference between a netcast and a podcast? Well, there is no difference. Apple had attempted to protect the term pod and filed suits against a few companies that were using the term podcast in their company name. As a result, some of the companies coined the term netcast to replace the term podcast. Most feel that there is little basis for Apple's lawsuits and that the term podcast and podcasting cannot be trademarked or protected. The term netcast, however, has not been widely adapted, except here at Beyond the Routine. But it is safe to assume it is synonymous with the term podcast. I am Jones.
Oh my god, that was intense. That was intense. So normally the first pod of the night, you start off with the sexy one. You get me in the mood.
And I didn't do that.
And
tonight,
the second one is more the technical one.
See, I'm just changing it up.
So normally around this time I'm moist, but in this case,
You're just Chris.
I'm just Chris. I am Chris.
He is Chris. So we always start off talking about our weeks. My week, of course, not very eventful, so I'm just going to bring up a little bit of the more newsworthy stories I found that happened this week that aren't really, necessarily techie or pop culture-ish. One of the news stories I did find that I was pretty sure was an April Fool's joke till I realized it wasn't.
So you're
published on 4/1.
You're skipping the week.
My week, yes, because I didn't really do much, but I'm kind of filling in my week with what I think.
And then it's gonna be super
happened.
awkward when I try to tell about my week.
No, well, because you actually maybe had something happen in your week. I don't know. If you didn't, don't talk about it.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm really loving the stand you have just for your pop filter.
Yeah. So we got these fancy sands, as you can see. Oh, should we talk about the fact that we
are now Hangouts on the
interweb?
air. Now, who all is invited to be able to see us?
No one.
So,
this is more.
so
a
glad
test.
we brought it up. All right.
This is more of a test. Hello, no one.
So
Someone might join.
someone might join and we'd be all nervous. Also, the creator of the Pet Rock died.
Oh my God.
Gary Dahl at age 78. He passed away on March 27th. The story released on March 31st. I saw it on April Fool's Day.
So for 4 days, they were like, how do we break this?
How do we break into the world that
How?
the creator of the Pet Rock died? Another person we lost this week, Dennis Hopper.
So I saw that in your notes.
Right.
You mean Dennis Hopper from Easy Rider?
Yes.
Okay, so I purposely didn't say this, but Dennis Hopper died in 2010.
But he died again.
Why did he die again?
Because it was newsworthy to say that he died again.
I don't understand.
So there's this whole thing. My wife and I have this. I'm sitting there reading along on my Facebook page, whatever, and all of a sudden she comes up and she's like, "Oh, Dennis Hopper died."
Okay.
And I'm like, "Yeah, a while ago." And she's like, "No, he just barely died." And I'm like, no." And so, long story short,
Okay.
it turns out somebody had commented on a post of one of her friends back from that long ago on Facebook that of him dying, and it just reappeared in her feed, and so she, for whatever reason, forgot that it happened in 2010 and thought it had just happened. So it's like she died twice. He died twice for her all over again.
That makes a lot more sense because I was gonna actually type. I normally don't like to spoil, and especially lately because you've been you've been putting in work like you're selling crack here at BTR. Like your show notes are like organized and there's bullet points and you're like, Chris is probably going to make a sex joke here. Try to you know.
And I left
stave
that
it
one.
off.
I do admit I left that note a bit vague just because I just had to note it down to talk about it.
So I saw the little preview and I was like, this fucker is prepared and I haven't done anything. So I pop it open and it says Dennis Hopper died, and I was going to actually write because you were in there at the same time, and I was like, in fucking 2010. But now I'm glad I didn't, because I thought I was going to, like, on the air, you were going to be like, no, really? Seriously? And start Googling it, but
Yeah, no.
it was actually Tam Tam Bigelow.
It was Tam Tam Bigelow that said it, and so we had this little discussion, and then she's like, well, that's what I thought, but then I saw it. And so Facebook can be dangerous for that kind of thing.
It can be.
The minute somebody comments on a 4-year-old post, bam, brings it right back to the current news feed.
Did you, speaking of Facebook, and this isn't even on my topics, but did you see that Facebook, and I haven't figured out how to get back to it, but a couple days ago, they had a Time Hop-like thing. Like they're stabbing directly at Time Hop, but directly on Facebook.
Time Hop did the same thing to Facebook.
What do you mean?
They're creating a new app called Time Book, and it's where all of your friends can hang out and talk, and you can hook up with old.
So it was an April Fool's joke?
I think so.
Because it was at the top of my feed. It was like, no, it seems like it was a legitimate feature that they were adding.
All I know is that on the same day, April Fool's Day, Time Hop released that they would be launching a new app called Time Book.
Well, now I feel stupid. Because I thought they were like, Time Hop's so popular and they were trying to...
I mean, Facebook might be... I didn't see the Facebook side of it, but like I said, I'm just saying what I saw from the from Time Hop.
It seemed legitimate. I don't know. Well, now I feel dumb. I got April Fooled.
You got April Fooled. Don't you know the motto of April Fool's Day on social networking?
Don't trust anything.
Believe nothing, trust no one.
I have found that over the last couple of years, I'm not as excited about April Fool's Day. Like, I used to be so excited. I knew, like, April 1st, I'd go into work and waste the whole fucking day going around the internet reading all the April Fool's stuff. And it is no longer the case. Maybe because I don't have a job that I can waste a lot of time in anymore. But, like, it took me forever to, like, it was like 3:30 before I was like, oh, look, Pac-Man on maps. And by that time, everyone had already got the joke.
It was already a thing. So what'd you do? Do you have anything exciting this week?
I'm sick, and I blame it directly on the podcast.
Really? Why is it the podcast?
I'm not sick enough that I'm not going to drink beer. But
okay.
I have the bubble guts.
The bubble guts, as we've coined the term.
Other than that, I seem to have finished up the adoption paperwork for my oldest daughter.
Yes, big news that way. Congratulations.
So,
if I had the little buttons to press to make noise, I would do the round of applause button there.
Oh, you should get that.
I know we need to.
We should totally do one whole podcast as those annoying ass, like, it's time in the morning. Wah, 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 wah.
Or rim shot. The rim shot. You gotta have the rim shot.
Or job. I mean, depending on. Other than that, no, I haven't done much this week. I'm going and I'm gonna follow your family to Antelope Island.
Oh, really?
All creepy like.
Not gonna be weird at all.
No, I'm for the first time. I've been here almost a decade, and for the first time, I will be riding the Heber Creeper.
Oh, nice.
Which sounds a little molesty. I'm just saying, like, their PR department needs to probably, like, think about changing some things.
It's a hugely popular railroad, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my kids to the Heber Creeper.
It just creeps along.
Do you have any other plans for this weekend?
No, that's it.
No plans for tomorrow?
Dude, why can't you let me talk about tomorrow on next week's show?
But
do you want me to do? You want to do the segue?
Yeah,
don't
I
you?
want to do the segue.
Okay.
It's a segue.
Segue.
All right.
I get you. All right.
Here we
So
go.
tomorrow I took the day off because we were originally going to leave for camping tomorrow, but turns out tomorrow's going to be a little too cold. So
you can camp on this Antelope Island.
Oh yeah.
I've never even heard of this place.
Huge group sites. It's been a tradition for the last few years.
And it's an island on the Salt Lake.
Great Salt Lake, correct. in the middle of Great Salt Lake, kind of towards the north side. But
do you go swim in the Salt Lake?
No, never swim in the Salt Lake.
Doesn't it smell like ass the whole time you're there?
No. See, this is the thing about it is you go in the middle of the summer, absolutely, place stinks to high heaven. But you go early in the spring, late in the fall, and no smell whatsoever, no bugs.
Isn't it going to be cold?
Saturday's got like 70-ish for a high, and we've got like high 40s for an overnight low, so it won't be too terribly bad. We have a tent trailer that we're taking that we have that has a heater in it. So
that's not camping.
It's not like a full trailer, it's just a tent trailer.
You should stick the kids out in tents on the ground.
That's just
teach them a lesson.
My kids will never know camping like that, and I do feel kind of bad about it because I camped like that when I was younger. Even though most of my childhood growing up we had a trailer as well, but I went and camping with friends in tents and things, and my kids will not experience that because on my wife's side they have a cabin. So
you married rich.
Yeah, we have a cabin, and my dad has a cabin as well. So we have cabins all over the place that we visit, and yeah, just not a whole lot for camping, so to speak. So the tent trailer is as close as it gets.
Well, I make my kids sleep on air mattresses on the ground.
Bravo.
And
but
then
you do give them air mattresses at least.
I do, but like the shitty Walmart ones that are on the ground by the time they wake up. None of this good like Aero bed stuff.
None of the double high.
No way. And last year, me and Julie. In fact,
I think that's Julie and I.
I'll just say I.
Okay.
I am a rotund individual, and so air mattresses and me are not friends. So even I've owned Aero beds and still they're just like. So last year I bought these awesome things at Costco that are like these deck chairs, but they go out and it's almost like a cot.
Okay.
And they're actually way more comfortable to sleep on. But that means that me and the wife
are separated. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, so the sexy time.
No sexy time while camping.
No.
That's a problem.
I mean, I still made it happen. There was a picnic table. But anyway, I don't want to go too far down this road, so we have to
edit again.
Yeah.
Well, so anyways, we derailed again before I could get to the part where you were going to segue me.
Yes. Okay. So what are you doing tomorrow?
Instead of camping because of it's cold, we're the wife and I, who is a huge Vin Diesel / Paul Walker / Fast franchise fan, as am I. We're gonna go catch Fast 7 on the early release, before the kids get out of school.
Okay.
And very excited about it. Looking very much forward to it. And I understand that you have some Fast news.
Yeah. So do you listen to other podcasts? Besides this one?
I don't.
Okay, so one of the reasons that I was really interested in the podcast originally, even before I was invited to, guest host in your place, was that I keep losing my train of thought. That I listen to other podcasts. So I've listened to other podcasts for a couple years. I started off with Adam Carolla, moved on to all Kevin Smith stuff. Now I listen to the Nerdcast and a couple other ones. And one of the ones I listen to is two of the guys from that Impractical Joker show.
Okay.
And in that show, when it first started, they talked about they'd never seen the Fast and the Furious, and they talked about doing a Fast and Furious Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of podcast.
Understood.
And what wound up happening and coming from it is they wound up doing it, but Paul Walker died between. But they did it, and Universal actually got in touch with them, and they gave them a special screening of Fast 7 for all the people on the Furious 7, which is here. This is what I want to talk about. I love those movies. Those movies have always been somewhere along the lines of 4. Those movies changed, where they became more like Ocean's 11 type. They were less about the cars,
right,
and more about other stuff. Those movies are so chock full of plot holes, giant gaping plot holes. Especially this. They kill so many people in those movies with their car chases. They're running over sedans and families. In the last one, a whole parking garage filled with police collapsed on the police. They've probably killed 3,000 people.
You don't know that.
No, they have, dude.
You don't
I'm
know
telling
that.
you, they've killed a lot of people, and they always get immunity. And it's always like Vin Diesel's always like, oh, it's family. It's all about family. You gotta do family. You gotta do what we do, son.
You have a horrible Vin Diesel.
They have huge plot holes. But one of the most irking things about those movies is the way they're named. They are named. There is no film franchise, and keep in mind this film franchise is the #1 grossing film franchise for Universal. It's made $2.6 billion on like an $800 million budget. So obviously they're doing something right. Here is the names of the movies: The Fast and The Furious.
Correct. That's the first one.
Number two.
Too Fast.
Fast. Too Furious.
That's number 2.
All right. So right then, it's a little shaky, but I'll allow it. Okay. If Taken 3 can have a 3 for like the E, I'll allow it. Then The Fast and The Furious Tokyo Drift.
Was it The Fast and the Furious?
The Fast and The Furious Tokyo Drift.
Okay.
Here's where it goes completely off the rails, and it only gets worse. Fast and Furious. So they took out the that they had 8 years prior and made the movie the same thing.
Yep.
It's like Alien and Aliens. That's just as ridiculous. Then they're like, for 5, Fast 5.
Fast 5.
Right. And then they're like, you know what? Fast ampersand Furious 6. And then Furious 7. Come on, man. You're all over the board, dude.
I don't really find that to be a problem.
They called one Fast 5 and the other one Furious 7. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, they're amazing movies. I love them.
Okay, see, so Furious 7, did you
I've watched them all, yes.
No, did you read the reasoning behind the title? That they took Fast out of it?
Because of the Paul Walker thing?
No, this is actually going to be it really has nothing to do with the fact there's no cars or anything like that. This is actually probably the most intense when it comes to the car chase scenes, car stunt scenes, things like that. It's one of the most intense movies. But the reason they just went with Furious 7 is because this one is just almost 100% based on angered revenge.
Yeah.
Basically, is what this movie is focused on. It's all about just get Jason Statham, kill him.
Well, that's one of the awesome things about those movies is each one of the movies is a different movie. Like there's the heist film, there's the revenge film, there's the bank robbery film. Like each one of them, and they're all like ridiculous. You have to suspend disbelief so far. Like I just watched Furious 6 again.
Right.
Vin Diesel headbutts a 400-pound guy through a crate at just the right time to knock someone off Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Just headbutt, and at the same time he's punching Shaw, like at the exact same time. It's awesome. Those movies are awesome. I'm jealous. Maybe if you give me where you're watching them, like maybe I'll show up, sip you on you and Tam Tam.
Maybe. No, I just and I think to use one of my favorite terms, I think you're too literal of a movie. No,
I can. I mean, those movies have basically become for Universal what the Marvel franchise is for Disney. That's all they are, and they're fun movies. I cannot wait to see the new one. I might see it this weekend.
You did see that 8 was confirmed, right?
8 was said. The thing that sucked about the confirmation of 8 is it basically said that Kurt Russell's going to be in the next one.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be interesting.
I cried when Paul Walker died.
Yeah,
it was very sad.
He was one of the ones you teared up for. Oh, that was another thing I was going to bring up with the week. I forgot to make a note, so I didn't talk about it. But our intern host posted a link on our Facebook page about the 20th anniversary of Tommy Boy, and Chris Farley, our 20th anniversary of Chris Farley's passing. And that was the one that actually shook me up big time. Probably my first celebrity death that really hit home to me, because Chris Farley was the guy, I don't know, that I could relate to in everything. He was a bigger guy. Yeah. He was funny, Well,
you weren't funny, but I mean, bigger guy. You got that deal.
Yeah, you're kind of funny guy. And going through high school, things like that. High school's a rough time. Kids are brutal. High school kids especially. And I could unwind, watch Chris Farley, laugh, and it would just make everything better. And then to find out that he passed away as much as it was of his own doing.
Yeah.
It still was a hard blow, and it hit me hard, and I was in a bad place for a couple of days.
That brings up an interesting point, and I wasn't sure if I thought about this today, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it on the podcast because it's kind of a downer subject. But so the internet, and I can go off for hours about how much the internet is one of the most revolutionary things to ever happen to the world, in my opinion. It's like it's up there with written word and the wheel, and like it's an amazing, amazing place. Like our children have arguably all of human knowledge at their fingertips at any time.
Indeed.
It's crazy. But it's also a very disturbing place.
Oh yeah, really scary.
And I'm hoping to segue this because I know you wanted to talk about Reddit. I'm hoping to segue into that. But today I was sitting there and I've seen some crazy. Like I'm one of those people that like I make the mistake of like going off and clicking into like don't click this. It's crazy. Like. And, like the rotten.com. And I remember back in the day, there's Chris Farley pictures out there of him dead. And that's like, I mean, that's the least of the surface of what I've seen on the internet. I watched this video today.
Oh, God.
I don't know if you've seen this, of this little Chinese girl. She gets hit by a van, and then, like, she gets hit by the van again, and, like, 19 people walk by her, like this closed-circuit TV thing. Walk by her.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Do not watch it, dude. I'm not even kidding, dude. It ruined, like, a part of me died watching that video. I don't know why I insist on watching that kind of stuff. But this is my segue. This is my ham-fisted segue. A perfect example of a website that is both everything the internet, because normally it's one or the other. You go on certain websites and you normally don't get both. You don't get both the best parts of the internet and the worst parts of the internet, unless you count Facebook. But
yeah,
you expressed interest on this website that I'm surprised you don't know anything that much about.
Correct.
Reddit.
Reddit.
I can't see. I'm putting in front of the this makes for a good TV. Just me smashing my hand against the Reddit. Which Reddit is. It considers itself the quote-unquote front page of the internet.
Do you know who Night Viper is?
I do.
Okay.
That's Jones. Say hi to Jones.
Hey, Jones. I just glanced back over to the Hangout and noticed we have a Night Viper.
Yeah,
here.
we're famous. We're huge in the Viper community. Like,
sweet.
Really big in the Viper community.
Definitely branching out.
The Reddit is a collection of. It touts itself as the front page of the internet. And it has these things called subreddits on every subject you could ever think of. So anything that interests you, there's a subreddit for it, including some of the worst depraved parts of the internet. And for example, there's a Lego subreddit, or there's a gun collecting subreddit, or something like that. And that's basically what Reddit is. It's just a news aggregator.
See, and when I think what it was is I knew, I heard about Reddit a while back, tried it, and it was just so I don't know what the word is, but I didn't seem to be able to get anywhere I really wanted to be and see anything that I wanted to see, even though it felt like it should be easier to do that.
Do you remember Fark?
No.
So Fark is still a website that was kind of. We can't hear the Hangout. Oh.
Somebody unmuted and was trying to talk, I believe.
Oh.
On the Hangout, so I was just letting them know.
We can't hear it.
We can't hear the Hangout.
So Reddit. Oh, where was I? Oh, Fark. Fark is a website that was like it's kind of the same concept of Reddit or Dig, where the biggest thing about that community is the actual community. So if you're not really into like going in and interacting with people and reading the comments, then Reddit's probably not for you.
No, I do. I like reading the comments and things like that, and that's all fine and dandy. But what you're doing on Reddit, how do you get involved in that? I mean, the whole reason it got brought up today was we made a pit stop at a certain store where you purchased some
Toys R Us,
certain items.
Legos.
Correct.
Wait, but hold on. Sex store, dildos.
Even better.
Okay.
And
Lego
I
dildos?
swear when we left the building at work, you said you needed to stop at Toys R Us for your daughter.
No.
I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
Nah, screw the kids.
That was what I had heard, anyways. And then we get there and you buy these couple of Legos, and we get home and then you said something to the effect of, yeah, it was for people on Reddit. And so What is that all about?
Have you never traded anything with anyone on the internet?
On the internet, like KSL, I don't trade things. I just sell things, and KSL and eBay and things like that.
So going back, a callback to episode 95, when I was doing the whole DVD thing, one of the things I also did was I traded these DVDs. So people would trade seasons of DVD shows that weren't available on TV, and I started doing it on this place called Sitcoms Online. So you just send a big stack of DVDs to people. People would send a big stack of DVDs
And this
to
is
you.
on Trust. This is on the honor system.
On the honor system, yes. So
Okay.
you give feedback and stuff like that, similar to eBay or anything else. I mean, you're going to get burnt, and I haven't never got burnt hugely, but you're going to get burnt. And Reddit, there's several subreddits that have the same thing. There's like a Lego trade subreddit where you can trade those minifigures and all that kind of stuff. What got brought up, the reason I bought those other things is there's this little Rocket Raccoon that they had available directly through Toys R Us. And
Before you go any further, I just wanted to let you know, unprotected sex can get you burnt as well.
That's true. It can definitely get you burnt. And nobody knows better than Matty Jones. MJ knows about getting burnt. So basically, they have these little Rocket Raccoon that were exclusive to Toys R Us, and they're sold out everywhere and like every Toys R Us. For some reason, the West Valley Toys R Us has 400 of them.
I noticed that there were
huge buckets of them,
and there was more over even outside of where we were
Yep.
when you got yours. They were clear
Yep.
over on the other side of the store too.
So I saw that the other day when I was there trolling for Legos, and I took a picture of it on and put it on this Lego subreddit. Like, does anyone need this? And then I've sold like 20 of them
Sold
worldwide.
Now, is that people actually willing to pay you, or are they giving you stuff?
No, I tried to get a couple trades, but nobody had anything I wanted because I already have everything I want. So
Obviously, yes.
I charged people like $8.50. I think I
Okay.
made like $10. I wasn't out to make money. I was just out to make someone's day.
You are such a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Well, how about you pass me another one of those, please? First of all.
This podcast is sponsored by Miller High Life.
And apparently Microsoft
Surface Pros.
Surface Pros. Oh, God.
Whoa, you really are good at sucking that head.
Ooh, snap.
So, what do you want to talk about first, Jones? Now that we're like
How far in are we?
28 minutes into the podcast.
Oh, we're in deep. Getting there in Austin deep, boy.
Don't make any don't pull up any sex stories because you know that'll,
Well, I think we got to turn it though, don't we? We didn't talk about it during the intro, so now we got to talk about.
MJ, aka Night Viper, wants to know why we can afford Surface Pros but not real beer. Not better beer.
Right? That's the question on my mind as well. No, I've always liked High Life, believe it or not.
I only buy High Life because I know you like it. Otherwise, I buy Natural Light, which is like even a tier below High Life.
There is more corn to Natural Light than any other product. It's like the only beer brewed almost exclusively from corn.
You know what's crazy? They did a study. There's more corn in Natural Light than there is in corn.
All right, so China's cracking down on naughty content being shared on WeChat. Now, have you used WeChat?
Is that like Snapchat? Because that's what I call Snapchat.
Kind of like
It's the
Snapchat.
it's the place I share my
You
weed.
share your Wii.
Yeah.
I had never really heard of it, so I was kind of wondering if this is something more exclusive to China or overseas things, but I don't know what WeChat is. So I got looking into this story, and apparently I'm not the only one. The hugely popular messaging app has about 500 million people using the service on a regular basis, and about 80% of those 80 billion, or 500 million, excuse me, live in China.
Okay.
Kik and WhatsApp have a long way to go before they move anywhere close to what this WeChat has. So it's just a major messaging app that China's using. And apparently, China's porn aficionados have been using it to distribute naughty things, content.
And that
In
was
general.
Is porn completely illegal in China?
Pretty much, yes. It's censored very heavily. So
It's too bad.
boobs are censored out. The bottoms parts are censored out.
I'm sure they definitely can't figure out how to get around that because it's damn near impossible, especially for the Asians, to come up with something to get around that.
Right. So The Great Firewall of China has long been used to suppress China's porn, people getting porn, though VPNs have been used to sidestep that sort of censorship for quite a while. But now they're starting to filter content on the WeChat. So 80% of 500 million Chinese users are a bit upset tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure they have their way around it. I'm assuming. I wonder what the saturation of the internet is in China. I'd imagine it's probably pretty prominent, but
I would think so. And how many of those are actually going out and beyond the Great Firewall?
I don't know. How many Chinese listeners does Beyond the Routine have?
Oh, you got to have at least 150 to 600,000.
Yeah, I mean there's 1.7 billion or something like that.
Something like that.
There's a lot of them.
A lot of them out there, and like 600,000 got to be Chinese.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously.
Totally. All right, so I wish I had a better segue.
If they want to come over and share porn in the Beyond the Routine group chat, I know everyone there would be super excited about it. So just head on over.
Head on over and share some of the WeChat porn, everybody.
Yeah.
So
Brady joined and left.
Nice. Hi Brady. Bye Brady.
He was not excited about this.
So, did you listen to the episode where we talked about swatting?
No, but I know what swatting is.
So there was an episode that we talked about. I would think it was a Call of Duty, maybe Battlefield, one of the war simulator games, first-person shooters.
Now that we're live on the internet, someone's going to swat us.
That's very possible.
Yep.
They were obviously kicking somebody's ass, and somebody didn't like it. So he's on there broadcasting his gameplay when SWAT breaks down his door and comes in, and he doesn't even bat an eye. He's just like, "Holy shit! I think we're being swatted." Still maintains his cool and everything, and then pretty soon the feed cuts off. So yeah, somebody had called in the SWAT team on him. Well, it happened again, but this time over a much different type of game.
So EM the PM weighs in on this, and before you go into the story, I do want to weigh in. This is one of the most idiotic things anyone can do.
Completely idiotic.
Someone's going to get someone killed.
Yes.
And it's not funny at all. Like, the videos aren't funny. I refuse to watch them because I don't think they're funny. It's just not funny.
And that's the other thing is when people swat themselves, so to speak.
Are people doing that just for the views?
Just for the views.
That is, I would say that's the same level of idiocy.
Very, very much so. So, a 13-year-old Southern California boy has confessed to 3 different swattings. 13 years old, committed 3 different swattings. One in which he threatened to blow up a house with hostages in a suburban neighborhood. The Camarillo incident, where the 20-plus officers were involved, was basically they surrounded the house. The caller reported there were 10 hostages inside and demanded $30,000 in cash or he'd blow it up.
Similar to the plot of Fast and Furious 7.
You think so?
Haven't you seen the trailer? They blow up the house, bro.
Well, there wasn't any hostage situations, though.
I know, but Jason Statham blows up the house. Remember the Furious, or whatever it's called, FF6 or whatever, where they're all like, "What do you want for the $1 billion thing?" And he just gives him the address. He's like, "I want 1037."
Right.
And now Jason Statham blew it up.
So this was all because
damn, it's so hard to derail you sometimes.
He felt that he was being wronged by one of the people on the Minecraft server that he joined.
So he swatted people for Minecraft.
Over Minecraft, mind you.
That's like someone swatting me over my Legos. I can't imagine.
That actually makes more sense to me than being swatted over Minecraft.
You know how pissed I'd be if someone swatted me and they came in and they broke up all the Lego sets?
You'd probably be pretty pissed.
I would. First of all, they'd find my drugs, like right away.
You hide your drugs in your Legos?
Like inside the Legos. Like just in here, there's just a brick of cocaine.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're going to get swatted now. You realize that? Just because you said brick of cocaine, we're getting swatted.
I'm looking at EM the PM. He's the most likely subject to swat us.
EM the PM. All right, so you want me to keep going, or do you got something else?
No, what do I got here? Hold on. On my, so speaking of the person that provides content for the show most of the time, I think it was David Thorne. Did David Thorne share the Lego thing, or did you share the Lego
That was
thing?
David Thorne.
That was David Thorne. So David Thorne shared a Lego thing, and I don't know if you know, Jones, and I don't know if this changed the dynamic of our relationship. I'm kind of into Legos, just a little. Like I dabble.
Just I really expected more when I walked in here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that my 100,000 brick collection isn't enough for you, Jones. Jeez.
I mean, I go to the mall and see these huge life-size buildings they're building, and just come here and I'm like,
I went to that,
meh.
and Stig was convinced that I just he asked my wife on Facebook if I just went in and just started jizzing all over the floor. I did not, but the Lego store did get me for $200.15 before I left.
And it's comments like this one here that my lovely co-host said about jizzing all over the floor is the reason that I cringe whenever I listen upstairs in my daughter's room and hear her listening to the back catalog of Beyond the Routine.
Your daughter listens?
Because I know for sure one day she's going to get to episode 88.
Your daughter listens to the back catalog of Beyond the Routine?
So far, yes. I've told her she can't go past 87.
Now I feel horrible. This is now a My Little Ponies podcast. We talk about Twilight Sparkle, and we talk about Applejack, and we talk about...
That's terrifying. You know the names of the My Little Ponies.
I have little kids. Hold on, let's see. Twilight Sparkle, Applejack, Rainbow Bright.
Rainbow Bright is not a
no,
pony.
Rainbow Dash?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash.
Yeah.
Applejack's the orange one.
I just realized that she was doing this over. That was another thing that unfortunately never ended up in my notes that I planned to bring up that comes into my head in the middle of the show now.
Do you play them in order?
She has been.
Oh, man.
She gone back and started with episode 1. I've been listening. When I actually heard what was going on and went upstairs, I'm like, what are you listening to? She's like, your show. I'm like, what episode are you on? And she's like, oh, I've listened to 1, 2, and now I'm on 4. And I'm like, all right, do me a favor. When you get above 50, just stop.
Yeah, it really, we jumped the shark.
And she's like, oh, okay. I'm like, do you really find it that interesting? No, it's just cool to hear your voice and Jesse's voice and Dave's voice. And I'm like, all right.
Well, you know what's going to happen because I'm new to the mix, and I feel your daughter is still sussing me out. She's not exactly sure if she's going to sign off on me. So as soon as she hears my voice, she's like, turn it off.
I'm done.
It'll be like when they bring in a little kid into a TV show, just like the little kid from Family Ties that came in at the very end. It would be just like that.
Nice.
But before I talked about jizz, and you made me feel self-conscious about talking about jizz.
Yes.
There was something shared about the 5 decades of Lego. So Lego has been around for 5 decades.
5 decades, 50 years.
50 years. You are a mathematician. So the greatest thing about the fact that Lego has been around for 50 years is the Lego they made on day 1 is still compatible with the Lego they made today, which is super dope.
That is pretty cool.
You could just click them together.
So nothing has changed.
No.
The formula for the plastic,
changed,
is it all the same?
The formula of the plastic has changed. Some of the colors have changed. Some of the designs have changed even where, just recently I did one where they redesigned a basic piece that I could tell was redesigned from all the other sets I made compared to the set I was making at that time. Last year it became the most popular toy in the world, the most popular toy company in the world very briefly, which is amazing in the fact that Mattel makes so much shit. And Lego, yes, they make a lot of different sets. They make 500 sets a year.
Right.
But all they make is Lego bricks. They're dabbling in apps and stuff like that, but none of that stuff's profitable yet.
Are Lego bricks being made right now?
Lego bricks are being made 24/7.
24/7. They don't stop.
They have 4 factories worldwide, 24/7. Going strong.
Nice.
And Lego, it took a European to make this because every single Lego has a part number. Every single Lego, the part number is stamped on the Lego from the beginning of time.
So that part number is the same.
Yes. So that part number, if you look at all these things...
If I pull it out of a different set...
Correct. So these are all from different sets, and they're all part number... This makes a really good podcasting. 11052.
Nice.
So... And every single Lego brick has had a set number, which is awesome. They thought, from the very beginning it would be cool to be able to, itemize and categorize, and that makes a huge online community. There's a lot of Lego online communities. But in here it says in 1965 they were making 11 sets a year, and now they make nearly 425 every year.
How much is that?
425 different sets.
Different sets a year, huh?
That's correct.
And then what is the average production run of one set?
I don't know. See, Lego's still a privately held company, so a lot of that kind of information is kind of. It depends on the popularity of the set. Like some of these sets ran for 3 years, 4 years. Some of the smaller $20 sets they run for less than a year.
Okay.
One of the sets they mention here, which is the Death Star, has been around for 7 years. It's the $399 Death Star. It's been around for 7 years.
Are they still producing it, or do they just produce a whole bunch they're still selling?
No, they produce them all the time.
Okay.
And the most popular theme, and the theme, I don't know if you know much about the history of Lego, but Lego at the beginning of the year 2000 was almost bankrupt. Was about to go out of business.
Lego was about to be done in 2000.
They were losing over $1.5 million a day. About to go out of business. And they licensed Star Wars, and with the help of Star Wars and Bionicle, they got a really awesome CEO in there that cleaned them up, and now they are one of the richest private companies in the world. In fact, the second biggest airport in Denmark is in the small town that Lego's made.
Okay.
Well, the second biggest airport is in the 25th smallest town in Denmark.
Really?
But I thought this infographic was kind of cool. Mr. Thorne was thinking about me. I notice anything that Lego that goes viral on the internet, I get it from every I've already seen it. First of all, more than likely I've seen it.
Okay.
Every once in a while I haven't seen it, but more than likely I've seen it, and I get it from 20 different people at once. Here's this, check out this, here's this. Yeah.
Nice.
Because people know that I am absurdly obsessed with the Child's Toy.
Well, speaking of Facebook and what we see on Facebook and what happens on Facebook, good or bad, Facebook wants solar drones to bring internet far and wide.
Okay.
Now, a lot of our listeners might be thinking, hey, that sounds familiar. Some other company did this. Whatever. Oh, yeah, that's right. Google has been doing this for quite some time with Project Loon, as we've discussed previously on Beyond the Routine. Do you remember the Project Loon discussion?
No.
You really need to get through the back catalog.
I know. I'm a shitty co-host.
So we discussed the Project Loon on one of our early episodes, actually. Now, Project Loon, for those that don't know, is Google's attempt to share or provide internet service to remote areas using balloons, hot air balloons.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Okay, so it's been going for a while. It's been providing internet to using 4G type antennas. WiMAX type antennas.
So they really launched that.
Yeah, it's been.
I thought it was just a lot of things that I love Google just as much as you do, but a lot of things Google is like that stoner roommate that gets super high and thinks about really revolutionary shit and then halfway follows through with it.
Okay.
But this is something that they brought to fruition.
And I mean, like I said, it's not widespread by any means. Which I have another story following this about Google not doing anything quickly. But the Project Loon has been servicing parts of South America, remote parts of South America, offering internet access via 4G type antennas hooked to these balloons. Well, Facebook, not to be outdone, anything else, wants to provide the same thing but via drones.
Okay.
And the pilot drone that will be doing this, the first maiden voyage is called Aquila, and it will hold its first test flight this summer, and it will basically be flying at a very high altitude, between 60,000 to 90,000 feet in the air, and basically be able to provide internet for months at a time, being solar powered, and it will beam down backbone type internet access. Now, when it says beam down, I'm assuming it's going to use the same technology that the Google balloons do, as the 4G type antennas that it's going to be providing the internet from. The story I've read through a couple different stories, and none of them really getting into the detail. Maybe Facebook hasn't released the information, but yeah. So it's.
Do you trust Facebook?
I don't know.
Do you trust Google?
Nah, I don't. I don't. I don't trust. I have a trust issues. Maybe I don't know. I don't.
What does the trust issues go back to, Jones?
Oh God, here we go. I don't trust Facebook to not share my information. Let's put it that way. I have no misgivings that they're protecting my information whatsoever.
Okay.
Google's the same way. As a matter of fact, it was kind of up in the air whether I wanted to post that one document that I asked you about to there because it contained some quote-unquote sensitive information, and whether it was
no one
really
can
safe.
Decipher? Yeah, I nailed it. I was going to go with decipher. No.
You did say decipher.
I know, but I was going to say something else, and at the last minute I corrected myself. No one can decipher your freaking passwords anyway, dude. They're like Chris loves cock, but instead of like it's like a cent sign, and then you're like you spend like 20 minutes, you're like, where the fuck's the cent sign? I don't see. Well, you have to press. So it's an ASCII character, and you have to press Alt.
There's nothing wrong with that. Those are secure passwords, my friend.
All my passwords are the same thing.
And you don't ever worry about being hacked.
Yeah.
Nice.
I do. You're already getting hacked all the time. Like I should compile the emails I've got from in the last couple of years. Twitch. Like everyone's been like Twitch, PlayStation Network, freaking like all kinds of like gaylovechat.com. Like all those places have got hacked.
And you're not worried that now that one person has your password that you use everywhere else.
They're not the same.
Okay.
Which sometimes I don't have them written down. I don't use a password resetter, so sometimes I run into problems because I use the same maybe pool of passwords, and so then I'll just sit there and be like, is it that password with an @ sign? Is it like that password with like a dash?
It's so hard to say. Some of them are your kids' names, aren't they? Admit it.
Yeah, so I have a system. So my system is I have a number, like a number that's 6 digits long, and I use pieces of that number, whether backwards, forwards, front, back, left, right, however, 3 at a time, and then I use 5-digit numbers of people in my life. So if you have a 5-letter name, you're probably one of my passwords. So Julie, Patty, Chuck, Jones, maybe.
Oh, you don't know.
Janet, James. One of the greatest things ever at work was I was super tired one day and I had to change a password, and I changed it to Austin, which is the dude that sat next to me, and I thought and his brother's name is Brady, so I had already used Brady previously. So, this is obviously not people I have an intimate relationship with. If you have a 5-letter name and I've met you once, like you may be my password. So I changed to Austin, and I thought I was so cool. Like I was like, Austin, like you're part of the team, and like I explained the whole thing, and like blah 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 blah. And then he's like, well, that's great, but my name has 6 letters in it. Yeah, so I had to reset my password immediately because.
Speaking of reset your password,
okay,
I got a new work laptop. Apparently found out that mine was defective along with a bunch of other people's that had the same model.
They're like, why does this work suffer so much?
So, I was glad to take it, but in doing so, JS, the DS guy.
Whoa.
Right.
JS likes that DS.
What?
Better recognize.
He sends out an email saying your new laptop's in. When you get some time, if you're concerned about it, change your password. Let me know what your new password is, and I'll configure your laptop for you. Well, I thought, JS knows my my co-host here, CS.
Okay.
So I changed my password for this to happen to
You still never told me the password. Are you about to tell me? Okay.
Love.
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Stolz.
Yes.
Exclamation point.
Oh.
With spaces and everything. And I sent this to him in an email. My reply was, all right, password updated. Here it is. And he's like, whoa, with spaces and everything? He was like not happy that that's what he was going to have to keep typing in because of all the reboots and everything of installing the software.
See,
and I would truly expected him to take it a lot funnier, but I think he was kind of like annoyed by it. This huge long password.
I had someone weigh in just now, and I don't think he wanted to weigh in the Google Hangout because he knows that my coworkers are in there. But he did want to. Oh, David Thorne's in there now.
Oh yeah. We got our intern host is joining via the Hangout.
My friend Nick weighed in that we need to rename the podcast Jizz Talk. And he didn't jump in the Hangout and say that. I think he was a little worried that he would offend some people, but JS probably would have been okay if you would have just been like, I heart Chris's cock. Like, you could have sent that to him and he would have been like, oh, that's funny.
It would still would have had spaces though, and he would have.
Because I'm about to get a password or a new laptop, and I didn't even realize they install stuff for you. I thought they just gave you the laptop, but
yeah, no, maybe it was just JS being really nice to me.
Maybe you're just he's just like, what's up, Jones?
He's like, how's it going? So.
And you broke his fucking heart because you said I love Chris Stokes.
Right,
that was why he was offended.
That's why he was offended. He was like, oh, really? That's what it is? Dude. Shit. So, where are we at? I lose track of time.
We are at 49 minutes.
10 minutes left, everybody. 10 minutes left.
Did you just 10-minute mark people?
I just 10-minute marked everybody. So, I'll finish out the story with this, the kind of tying back to the Google not doing anything quickly. Big announcement we talked about last week was Google Fiber coming to Salt Lake City, right? Well, guess what? The lovely company that I've despised for many, many years, that I actually threw open my mouth a little when I found out that I was actually going to go and buy their services. They're rolling out their own fiber network, and not to be outdone, they're going to be rolling out a 2 gigabit per second symmetric network.
I saw that in Atlanta. Isn't that
That's where it's starting. They're starting it in Atlanta, which beats Google Fiber to Atlanta, which is kind of funny. And they will be in 18 million cities by the end of 2015.
No, 18 million people.
18 million cities.
There's not 18 million cities.
There's a people?
Yeah, 18 million people by 2000.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah, duh.
I gotta really type my notes up better. But yeah,
BC has way too common of a name. He wants me to invite him back here, but I don't know.
He just needs to go click the link on the Facebook page again.
Is it? Oh yeah. Well, he's not on the face space.
Oh, he's not. Okay. So 18 million people will be serviced by this by the end of the year.
You know, some of the people in the chat from Louisiana, we constantly send them our like 120 megabit connections. They're rocking like 20 megabit connections, and they're like thanking Lord Jesus for it.
Thank Lord
and here Jesus. We are like, we're getting Google Fiber. Like, I know it's not going to come to Podunk, Louisiana anytime soon, but it's going to be pretty hot. How disappointed were you when you found out that Google Fiber was coming to Utah County, but you couldn't get it at your house?
I knew it was going to happen. I mean, the whole Google Fiber rollouts there. Google Fiber, regardless of where they've been, the rollout has been glacially slow, just pathetically slow. So, you know, the only thing about the Comcast that we don't know is the cost, which, based on Comcast's current price structure, I'm sure it's going to be very high.
I doubt it. That's probably why they're hitting Atlanta, because Atlanta hasn't got Google Fiber yet. I don't know. We'll see.
But in the same aspect,
dude, I know it's going to be unpopular, and I know people are going to like push me over here, but I'm not that disappointed with Comcast. Like, yes, their customer service leaves a lot to be desired.
Oh, absolutely.
Is Google Fiber's customer service any better? Because I know for a fact that Google's customer service sucks. Just like Steam. Like, everybody loves Steam, but Steam customer service is the worst if you ever had to deal with them.
Right.
And, you know, Google Fiber's what, $70 for a gigabit down? So I guess there's the big thing, that I'm paying like $65 for 120 megabits.
Right. That's 105, by the way.
Is it 105?
We've been over this.
I'll speed test it right now, bro. But then it'll probably mess up our whole screen.
But that's what it's promised is 105 megabit. That's what they advertise.
I only live life 105 megabits at a time, Jones.
We're going back to
I'm getting you ready. I'm getting you ready.
References, nice.
Family. It's all about family, man. Like,
They're talking like the Godfather.
I'm headbutt you. I am Groot. Did you see the AMA? Or you're not on Reddit. There was a great AMA yesterday that was on Reddit for April Fools.
I'm not on Reddit. I need to be educated on Reddit, apparently.
To Reddit?
Yeah. Where the heck is our intern host at work right now?
I believe he is. I believe on his stand-up desk. Look, he's blowing us kisses.
Blowing us kisses. There he goes.
Do you know what this means? This means not only does he have a stand-up desk, but he also has a computer with a webcam.
Which my laptop does, by the way.
And he's an admin. Oh, dude, hold on. Here's one of the things I wanted to use Google. I was hoping, can I put like funny faces on him?
You should be able to.
Yeah, Google Effects. Downloading app. He's doing very weird stuff to the screen.
Does it surprise you?
And I'm the weird one. I just want to say I'm the weird one on the Google Hangout. He may be playing air guitar now. He's pointing at us. He's playing air guitar again. All right, let's just.
You really don't need to give a play-by-play.
I hope I'm not on speaker. Oracle fucking sucks.
Whoa.
Yeah. Screw you, Oracle. Okay. It's all about no training and trial by fire and like hoping that you wind up having to be a good worker. That's what it's about.
But we do have to give him a shout out because he is now an official OCA.
He is
certified.
You down with OCA?
He's down with the OCA. Shout out to our intern host.
You know who else I heard was OCA? Hitler. I'm just saying. It's true story. If Hitler would have never got his OCA, the Holocaust never would have happened. So
Oracle caused the Holocaust?
Oracle caused whatever his name is, Larry Ellison or whatever his name is. I'm going to say it now on the internet.
Nice. All right. Well, I think we'll wrap up the show. We'll wrap up this episode for now. And it's so weird not have to thank anybody anymore. Well, I guess I'll thank Protocol 42. They're kind of providing our
Protocol 42 is the shit.
They are the shit. Look them up. Protocol42.com. They're offering a few different services now. They got some like cool ass furniture making. They do. They offer some help desk services and all kinds of goodies like that. So thank you very much for providing our new lovely stream.
And thank you, Google, for providing our Hangout. Where
yes.
we were all hung.
We were all hung on Google.
We were.
Thanks, everybody. Those of you listening live, give us 5 to 10 minutes for a break. Those of you on the download version, browse on over to episode 106. Are you ready to cut us off? All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
So here's the real question.
Yes.
Is we have a couple people here in the chat. Do we want to kick them out and restart another stream for the next episode, or do we just want to combine the episodes into one long-ass video?
We can keep the Hangouts to one, I guess. What do you think?
Yeah, I probably could edit it afterwards.
So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and cut butt on yours. Just not yet. Give me a sec. My freaking machine just froze. So we're going to turn over some music.
Are you sure the levels were okay? Look at that.
Yeah, it was a little quiet, but I think overall I think it comes across okay.
You're a little quiet. You come across okay.
So there.
I love how my friends they use like nice pants. Thank you very much. Let me tell you a little story in the PM. Now that we're off.
Did you stop butt? Would you stop butt, please?
I will. I will stop your butt.
Stop it. Stop it good.
Let me tell you a little story in the PM. I recently started dressing up at work, and when I started dressing up at work, I decided I would do the old come home, get into a t-shirt and pajama pants every single night. So my wife was nice enough to buy me some pajama pants, including these Simpsons pajama pants. And this morning, she also bought me Batman pajama pants. And this morning, I sharted the Batman pajama pants. I went to wake up the kid. I was shaking her awake. I was like, Lila, let's go. Daddy's got to go to work. I thought it was a fart. It was not a fart. I sharted.
So here's the question for you.
Pants.
I have to ask, and maybe some of our listeners can help me out. We said something at the very end of the episode that I was considering it as another line for the episode title, but I cannot for the life of me think what it was.
I don't know.
I got distracted trying to switch the feed off and didn't get it typed down.
You were thinking about the sharding of my...
No, this is way before that. This is before we even quit the episode.
If only, David mentioned, if only that was recorded for posterity.
Oh, Oracle. That's what it was that you said, David. Remind me. Oracle caused the Holocaust.
All of a sudden, our entire website goes down. Like everything, we get to cease and desist. Larry Ellison's just throwing around that $1 billion penis. I hope Thorne doesn't accidentally grab his headphones and they get pulled out. How many people are actually there right now? Hold up your fingers, Thorne. How many people are in the building? He's counting them.
Yeah, I thought he was supposed to be off at 10.
9. Can I get real for a second? I fucking miss this guy so much. At first it was about how good he was at his job because he was exceptional at his job. He brightened my fucking day. I would go over there and he'd be listening to the gayest music ever on his headphones, jumping up and down, bopping up and down, and now I don't have that anymore, Jones. And a part of me has died. The same part of me that died when I watched that video.
It can't die twice.
I miss him so much. Can't he just get Oracle certified and come back?
Chris sounds a little bitchy, though.
I don't even... Oh, I'm just going to click off the stream. I can't look him in the face like that. That's too fresh. Too fresh. All right. Nice. Oracle caused the Holocaust.
Okay, so let's talk about that while we're here.
Oracle causing the Holocaust?
Yeah. So if you look at the 105 notes, we've got a few possibilities for the episode title.
I think we should have them vote. Throw them out there.
All right.
Google Hangout.
So for the Hangout peeps, get a vote. The 3 possibilities for episode 105 title is number 1, My Little Ponies. Number 2, You Are a Mathematician. And number 3, Oracle Caused the Holocaust.
I'm going to go with Oracle Caused the Holocaust.
Oracle Caused the Holocaust.
That's what I'm going to vote for. We'll see. Oh, shit. See, EM the PM doesn't realize that Mr. Jones, in the Chat Jones, if you will, is pretty gangster, too. I wish those fools lived here. They'd be awesome in our company. They're very smart. I mean, they're backwoods. It's like Deliverance. But they're still awesome.
All right. So what is the ruling now?
I don't know. No one's weighed in. No one's weighed in. We need votes. Voting is now open. Text your vote to...
Number 3. That was Oracle Caused the Holocaust. Number 3.
Number 3. Oh, okay. Well. I thought he was saying number 3, like that's the OSI layer. I may live in a single wide, but I drive a BMW.
That is my kind of person right there. Do you measure distance by the amount of beers it takes to get there?
Dude, so these guys, they're childhood friends. And they're the old school carry the huge computer, have LAN parties in each other's basements, friends, and half of them are here and half of them are there. Speaking of which, Jones, have you heard anything about what's his face? I can't remember his name. I'm a really bad friend. I can't remember his name. He got in a car wreck. Can't remember his name. Zach, yes, Zach Fax. Friend got hit by a semi truck.
Your friend did?
Yeah, well, their friend who's by proxy, my friend, yeah.
In a car,
got hit by a semi-truck.
Wow.
Yeah.
And? Is he okay?
He is alive. He broke his arm and his leg, and so we're calling it Oracle Caused the Holocaust. I noticed David Thorne didn't weigh in there.
Right.
How do you spell Holocaust? I feel like that's something I should know how to spell.
Holocaust.
Why do, when you ask people to spell stuff, they spell it super fast? Super annoying. Oh, the Holocaust. Nailed it.
Do me a favor.
You do me a favor.
Are you exporting that?
No, I was just saving it.
Okay. Delete that last space right there. Highlight it.
What space?
Go to the end of the show.
Okay.
All the way to the end. That gap.
This one?
Yeah, the one kind of in between where we talk and talk again.
This one?
Yes.
Just delete the space?
Highlight it and then, hit delete. Okay. Cool. Now you can export it.
What does that space say?
It's nothing. It's just dead air.
There's some dead air in there.
Thanks, everybody. Those of you listening live, give us 5-10 minutes for a break. Those of you on the download version, browse on over to episode 106. Are you ready to cut us off? All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Sounds
a lot better. No, that's good. That's good. We're okay.
Save project as. Okay. Oracle caused the Holocaust.
Now export it.
Just that quick, huh? Just that quick.
Where are you going?
I closed it out.
Well, actually, yeah, let's do it after because we want to get started again.
Yeah.
So, you're right. My bad.
You're damn right you're bad. That's because Chris is an ass.
I gotta come up with some intro stuff.
I'm an ass. Thank you. Oh my God! Look, he's got a crown. Look, go back to the look. He's got a crown. It took me forever to realize it. Oh, I want to put stuff on his face. Is that dirty?
Are you done? You haven't even finished one yet?
No.
Christ Almighty!
Call it what you
Bubble
want to call
guts.
it. Oh my God! Now he's a clown. Now he's a clown. Can I make him a puppy?
You can't do anything to him. Only he can do it.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh my God! I'm a puppy. Look, I have a birthday cake. No, I didn't do all that stuff. How did people do all that stuff to me? Remove all effects. This is a serious podcast. I can't be a puppy the entire time. See, that's very distracting. Now he's a yawning puppy. Now he's a screaming puppy. I can see his tonsils. I'm going to take a screenshot of that and Photoshop a penis into it.
Why?
Now he's doing sexy faces? A black one. Jones wants to be a black one. I mean, they've spoken. Oh, now he took all his effects off. I offended him with my penis. Oh, now he's got a monocle. You know, Dave should get 2 monocles. Call them bi-monocles. See, this is the really scary part I said about the internet. Now he's got scuba stuff.
Okay, are you ready?
This is very distracting to me. Normally I'm the one that derails the podcast. All right. Make you look less like an alcoholic here.
I was kind of going for a pyramid.
You want me just to... Here, let me... Hold on. I don't know if you could like measure the fact that the gas chamber of my seat has gone out. And so just slowly but surely my fat ass just sinks down.
To the floor.
To the floor almost. Alright, you ready?
No, hold on.
This is episode 105.
106,
God damn it, I was trying to mess you up.
Alright, ready to go.
Alright.
Hello and welcome to episode 106 of Beyond the Routine Netcast, a netcast that says, I like my sex how I like to kill walkers, quick and dirty.
Are we going to talk about this episode?
Yes. Or maybe, kiss me while I still have my lips. I am Jones.
What lips? Top lips or bottom lips?
Why you gotta go there?
Oh, I'm just saying, I like to kiss both.
I'm glad you do. Either one.
You have bottom lips? You must have the weirdest looking balls ever. I'm Chris.
And the possible title for episode 106. You must have the weirdest fucking balls ever.
Or you have lips on your balls. That's also. I am Chris.
He is Chris. So,
Oh, I didn't start butt. We fucked up here, buddy.
How about you start over?
No, I don't want to start over. Hear that?
Hold on.
You didn't stop the stream, so don't. This isn't just me.
Alright. Hit play, would you?
I'm not gonna start over.
You're not going over?
No.
Alright. Sorry for those of you that are listening live. You missed the great intro and some talk about lips and balls and things, but
I don't know who would ever talk about that on the show.
now we're gonna talk about The Walking Dead.
like right away. So if you're not completely caught up on The Walking Dead,
Right.
either The Walking Dead comic or the TV show, we're going
Right.
to give you a minute to untune out.
Tune out for a minute.
Let's
See,
decide.
where are we at? Where
Yeah,
are we at on Audacity right now?
So we're at 2 minutes.
2
so
minutes.
let's talk about it for no longer than 10 minutes.
Okay, so tune back in 10 minutes from now. Those of you that don't want any
Or just
spoilers.
go fucking watch the show. Okay?
Or just take that 10 minutes and go watch the show.
go catch up on like the 3 seasons you're behind. Juno told me that today.
He was 3 seasons behind.
He's like, I'm at like season 3, I think. I'm at season 2, so don't ruin anything for me. Like I could ruin shit for you. You'd have no idea what I was talking about, and B, you completely forget by the time it was unruined for you.
Unreal for you. Do I have something over my shoulder?
No, I thought
Okay.
I heard the kids. I thought we were gonna have a Lila interruption. So 10 minutes.
10
right
minutes.
Now.
Here we go.
All right.
So the season finale of season 5 happened this Sunday. A lot of people were complaining anticlimactic.
I actually thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was really good.
I thought it was good as well.
I was actually happy we didn't end with a cliffhanger.
Where
I hate season
there was a
finale
little bit of a cliffhanger with the whole
Morgan?
no, what's his face? Glenn didn't kill that guy. He was like heading back. Who knows what's gonna happen there? But the simple fact that Morgan went to the fucking Jedi Academy somewhere, like you saw him at the beginning.
This is the problem I have. One of it won't be described as a perfect plot hole, as you call them. That right there.
He fucking gangster. I don't even care.
It's the apocalypse.
Him and Michonne,
There's no ninja Jedi trainers out there.
Maybe he was Ninja Jedi when he was like his dad living with his kid.
He couldn't even shoot his wife.
Well, I mean, could you shoot your wife?
As a zombie? Hell yes.
Not as a zombie.
No.
You don't want to record
absolutely
this.
not.
You don't wanna... We're not on video, so it's good. I thought it was fucking awesome, and I think Morgan, I had a half chub. Oh, we do have a Lila interruption. Hello, Delilah.
Hello, Delilah.
There she is. I did not call your name.
I thought I heard your name.
No.
Nope.
You're just hearing stuff. How are you?
Good.
You're
Good.
right in the middle of our Walking Dead talk.
What now?
David Thorne said hello. Hold on. Pull David up on your screen.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Right here.
There's David Thorne.
There's Dave. He's got a birthday cake for you.
Say hi, Dave.
Say hi, Dave. Come on. Say hi.
All right, will you go upstairs?
Mm-mm.
Please go upstairs.
Okay.
All right, go upstairs.
Thank you, Delilah.
I know this is your phone, Jones.
It is Jones's phone.
It is Jones's phone. You are
All right.
correct, sweetie.
Thank you.
I can't fit you the
That's all right.
Keep
You
going.
came in the door. You could definitely get out of it. Close the
Ow.
There you go.
Keep going.
Close the door.
Bye-bye, Jones.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Daddy. I love you, Daddy.
All right, love you too.
Oh, what a sweetie.
All right, so anyway,
Dave's on a beach, mother.
he is on a beach. Look at that.
All right, so
So
Morgan attends Jedi Training Academy.
and it's
at some
awesome.
point.
We finally find out what the W's mean, which is fucking nuts. Are they in the comics? I
No,
don't remember them in the
absolutely
comics.
not. Wolves is something new. So this brings me to a new
That whole
Offshoot.
like disco party to get them and them killing that dude, just welcome home and killing him. That's badass.
So here's we had some talk about people that watch at work that are in my area. They thought that the red poncho guy was one of the wolves. Your thoughts on that?
No, I don't think so. No way.
That's what I said. I said no.
The way he turned around and he was all scared. No way.
Yeah, and it seems to me
Maybe
like
I'll watch that scene again. Maybe because no way.
that's that's kind of what's my ruling. And nothing online seems to have anybody.
Who came
think
up with that?
that's the wolves.
KT?
No, the other one.
JM?
JM. Yes.
Oh, you can't trust anything that fucker says.
Anything at all. So, anyways, two big plot holes, in my opinion, of this whole the season finale was one, Morgan attending Jedi Training Academy at some point. Number two, the walkers that are able to go single file up a ramp into a trailer. Did you notice how organized they were?
Yeah, I mean, they were lured by the music, though, and going towards
None
the
of them
music.
were just bashing up against the back of the truck, though, on the other sides of that ramp. They were all waiting in line to go up the ramp. And
Did you think that was what was going to happen? I did not see that coming. Like, I thought that they might find something weird in those trucks, but I definitely didn't think there would be, like, a whole pulley system.
The one thing I noticed that was weird was the tin cans hanging from the trucks.
Mhm.
So I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't expect them to be any supplies in the trucks because obviously somebody had been there
Yeah.
and they would have cleaned
That
out
was
the
a
supplies.
great scene. That whole scene was awesome.
It was good. And, I think the big thing that
That was a great... Who said it was anticlimactic?
there's a lot of people.
The part
saying,
where he's all like... Rick's just waiting and looking at her, and she's like, do it,
do
Rick!
it, Rick. Yeah, bam.
Boom!
And then he looks up, Morgan's standing there going, what?
Rick is gangster, dude.
Yeah, he's a little tweaked. So where am I going? Wolves. Not in the comics. Something new they've introduced.
You thought
to
they were
TV.
going to be the Whisperers, which is a new part of the
Right, new
comics.
part of the comics. Obviously not that. So here's my question then is, would they be bold enough to introduce Negan as part of the Wolves and completely piss off the comic book people? Because Negan was part of the Saviors. He was not part of any group called the Wolves.
I think they're just going to do... They're probably... Because it seems like they're doing... like, the whole Terminus thing was very, very quick. And so I think maybe the Wolves thing will be resolved at the beginning of next season. I feel like you cannot spend less than 2 seasons on Negan, dude. Negan is insane.
It's
way
huge
better than the
beast.
Governor.
It's basically I'm reading through Negan now. So they get to Alexandria on issue 70 of the comic books. That's when they arrive in Alexandria. Okay, I was kind of shocked when I actually.
So
went back and found
Negan's
that one.
half the comics then.
Negan appears in Negan's not until 90 something.
Oh, okay.
So he's 20 some
They had
odd,
20
Yeah.
issues because I felt like they introduced Negan rather quick.
and that's what I was thinking. But there's a lot that goes on in Alexandria that they missed. You just read through the comics and not realizing how many comics you were getting through while they were in Alexandria. So Negan comes around. He's in it from he's in like 90s, early 90s to I'm on 10 something now, 108, 107 or 108, and he's still here. So
You're rereading them.
Yeah, I'm rereading them. So he's in 10 to 15.
You're reading them on your Surface?
15 issues. Sometimes, other times, I'm on my little
What do
7-inch
you
tablet.
use on your Surface?
Whatever I found on the App Store, the first one I found.
I paid for an app.
Did you?
It's called Cover.
I'll have to look into it.
I like it.
So yeah, it's he's a big part. I agree. He can't be something that's just in and out.
No.
And secondly, the Wolves I can see as being this first group. Do you remember them in the comics? They were called. Somebody said they were called the Scavengers. I don't remember being called that, but it was that first group that showed up at Alexandria right after Rick and those guys got there.
I don't remember.
And they knock on the gate, whatever, and Andrew just immediately blam, shoots him, kills one of them. That was like the least confrontation known to man.
Do you like how Tyrese's sister is now Andrea? Did you notice that?
Yeah. She's
become Andrea in the comics a little bit.
Here's the weird thing. She's become Andrea and kind of Michonne,
Yeah.
comic Michonne as well, because she's got this weird issue thing going on. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. The other thing they switched around was obviously the owner. Not the owner, the founder was a man in the comics, a woman in the thing, and then flipped that around so the husband dies instead of the wife, like happened in the comics. His wife died
Correct.
in the as we know in the
That was a
South.
gangster episode. I just watched it last night and I thought it was awesome.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it covered everything, and like I said, I think what they did with the actors tweeting about how all these range of emotions you're going to feel, you're going to be super pissed, you're going to cry, get a box of Kleenexes, I think that's why a lot of people were saying anticlimactic, is because none of that happened. I didn't find anything that was super sad because nothing happened to our main characters, really. There were some scary parts where we thought maybe Daryl was going to die, we thought maybe Glenn was going to die, but I think that's why a lot of people were saying anticlimactic, because AMC had itself and the actors building this up, expecting us to have a major character killed off. I think is maybe what most people were.
I thought Glenn was going to die, and I was sad because I want him to die.
I thought it was going to be Glenn or Abraham.
I want him to die how he did in the comics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, I read that again, and it was painful.
We have 50 seconds left.
All right, well, we're done, I think. So, yeah, great episode. Can't wait to start Fear the Walkers. Have you seen the spinoff?
I didn't see the trailer. I saw the little teaser that they put. I
So-
fast forward past all the commercials.
Fear the Walkers spinoff to be coming this summer.
The teaser I saw made it seem like it is right after the apocalypse.
Correct. You
So,
find out a lot more about how this all began.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited about
And
that.
on the West Coast, so really no chance, if you truly think of it, unless they want to build plot holes as we've discussed, there's really no chance of any crossover because you got Atlanta to LA. In that day and age, there's just no way you're crossing.
Well, yeah, there's not. I mean, and there's not many people that appear in all of the iterations of The Walking Dead.
Right.
I think Glenn is about the only one because Glenn's in the very beginning of the Walking Dead video game. Speaking of which, you should play that game.
Really.
You're gonna play it.
Pretty good.
It's awesome. Not the stupid one that's based on the people in the show, but the Telltale Walking Dead.
Walking
You should
Dead one.
play it. You'll
Cool.
love it. You'll love it. I'm telling
I
you,
will-
you'll love
I will
it. Play
try
it.
it.
Play it. Play it.
I've
Play
trusted
it.
you thus far with
Play it.
your book recommendation
Play it.
and loved it.
Play it right now.
Speaking of your book recommendation,
Ready Player One
Ready Player One, gonna be a movie. Spielberg signed on.
by Kevin Smith. No, I wish. No, I don't actually wish. He would fucking ruin that. Gotta be so. It'd be horrible.
And I found something else out after I announced this. I posted this on Facebook and I found out that JS, not a huge fan of the Spielberg.
JS.
Yes. You okay?
I'm watching a gnat. JS. Who's JS? JS is JS the
DS.
JS the DS.
Yes. JS the DS. Not a huge fan of Spielberg.
I could see that. Nowadays, he's a little. I feel like you can't. You got to be a fan of Spielberg, dude. Spielberg's great.
Yeah.
He made our childhood. Fuck
I-
you, JS the DS.
And I'm glad he was brought on to do this project, and I think he can do it justice.
I hope it just comes to fruition. I'm also interested. I read the articles I read talked about because it's a Warner.
Right.
Warner Brothers has the rights. So there is a lot for anyone that has read the book, which I don't know if there's a lot of people that listen, but there's probably a couple. It's an amazing book, and there are a lot of references, like a ton of references in it, all around. There's all kinds of 80s references, Family Ties, and all kinds
Movies,
of shit that they're
yeah.
gonna have to get rights to.
for.
And they said that they're set up for that because of what they did with Lego Movie. They were surprised how many people they just asked, and they said it was fine. I mean, I think DC are there any Marvel? I can't remember the Lego Movie good enough to know if there's Marvel in there. I don't think there is.
I don't think so.
But they have all the DC people, and they have, they're set up because they were able to put, and plus Warner Brothers did Roger Rabbit too. Roger Rabbit had Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny in the same.
What were some of the? Let's see. There was War Games. Who did War Games? That was one of the major movies referenced in the book that I think it would be hard to get around.
That's a great movie as well.
Which studio was it? Tell me, Google. Google's not telling me. I don't see Google. Anyway, so yeah, I agree. That's gonna be a hurdle if they're MGM. Sorry, MGM did War Games, so there's gonna have to be some collaboration.
MGM.
Yes.
So yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
And
they
then
seem
what
to
about
get
the
along-
old Atari? The old Atari games that were referenced. I mean, Pac-Man was referenced. A lot of old Atari games.
If they're making that
Joust.
shitty Sony movie with Pac-Man, I can't imagine that. Right, have you seen that movie, The Pixels?
Kevin Smith and
Kevin
Adam Sandler.
James.
Yeah,
Kevin
Kevin
James.
You said Kevin Smith. That's what I'm thinking. Kevin James and Adam Sandler. Yeah. Plus the creator of Pac-Man.
Was that the actual creator
Yeah,
of
the
Pac-Man?
actual creator of Pac-Man.
Man, the Japanese don't crack, huh? We have a lot of dead air this episode.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Can I share something?
You share something, sweetheart.
All right. What do I want to share?
I don't know.
Since we are sponsored by Surface,
Right.
the new Surface 3 was announced.
The new Surface, not Pro 3.
Not Pro 3. Aiming directly at the heart of the regular iPad.
Right.
And I just bought my Surface Pro 3. But, I mean, I guess I guess I'm a little disappointed because I feel like I could have saved a couple $100, but I still like my Surface Pro 3. What do you think of the specs for the Surface Pro 3 as compared? It comes with Office
The Surface
365.
3.
The Surface. Sorry, see, that's fucking confusing, by the way, too.
Yeah.
It's a little confusing how they did that. But the Surface 3, which is the first Surface to come with 4G LTE, I believe.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I don't think the RT had that.
No.
Which is honestly, I wish this had that. Because nowadays you can add the 4G on for a lot of cell phone carriers for like $10 a month or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not a. That's not a huge thing to me. I have my tablet that I got free from Sprint that has the 4G, but I never turn the 4G on. I always just use Wi-Fi.
Are you paying for the 4G?
Yeah.
You never use it?
No.
What about when the kids are in the car? You just
That'll be the time that I do
throw
actually
on
use
the
it.
flicks of net?
But most of the time, it's I just turn the hotspot on my phone and then connect the Wi-Fi to it because my phone has unlimited data. The tablet does not.
I wish I had unlimited data.
T-Mobile will never have unlimited data.
That's weird because I have 4 smartphones on T-Mobile that all have unlimited data.
Not for free.
What do you mean?
Oh, snap.
What do you mean?
Pay extra for unlimited data.
I pay $20 a phone.
Right. I don't pay anything extra for unlimited data.
But how much is your phone plan?
I don't know.
This is compelling stuff, by the way.
It's like $200 a month for 5 phones.
Well, that's how much I pay. What's up now?
Don't pay that. You don't even know.
I do too.
Where did we go wrong with this show?
I don't know.
I blame you.
You should probably blame me. But the Surface 3, now, I know you're going to hate this because it's a ham-fisted segue into your most hated company, but did you hear about the iPad Pro?
Yeah.
So that makes me think that they're a little scared of the Surface.
Oh, they are.
Which, I mean, how many Surfaces have you seen in the wild?
Taking the train every day. There's at least 6 others on the car that I'm on.
How many iPads?
I don't know. It's hard to tell between what's an iPad and what's a regular tablet.
That's true.
Just by look,
The new CFO of our company ordered a Surface. He got
Really?
a Surface. Like, the best Surface.
the best one, the i7.
He got the i7.
Well, he didn't pay for it.
No,
He expensed that shit.
he did. With the
Yeah.
dock, it was like over 2 Gs, apparently.
Well, here's the funny thing is when I went
And that's
to
in addition to his regular laptop. That's just his travel.
just a travel thing now.
Feels good to be the king.
Bravo. So that's the kind of stuff that I think we were warned about bringing up on the show that could get us fired, just so you know.
What? It feels good to be the king.
But releasing information like that.
The CFO of Oracle, I mean, where my friend David works.
People that started the Holocaust.
You didn't. I just want to preface if I'm going to get fired for this. You didn't say anything about it, and it's a really shitty thing to fire me for. I was just making a comment.
But when I went to actually turn in my Surface that was had a bad hard drive at the Microsoft store, somebody came in and picked up 20 Surface Pro 3 i7s, 512 gigabytes of storage, and 25 docks.
20. Jesus Christ.
25 docks, Surface Pro 3s, i7s, 512 gigs. Go ahead and guess what the tally was on that receipt what the guy signed with after he paid with his black Amex card.
$75,000.
No, it wasn't quite that much. It was 59 something.
Holy crap. Did they make commission there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, and
That guy retired. He just like dropped the pen.
He
walked
just
out.
walked in and he
Yeah.
was like, so I'm looking at these new Surfaces, and can I get 25 of them?
He's like, sweet. How about
Holy-
25 docks? All right, cool.
I bet he was just like, anything you want. Anything you want. Just anything you want.
And only our Hangout viewers get to enjoy
Which is just me and you, by the way.
those references. Everybody else bailed.
Everybody else bailed. Brady was trying to get back in. But
Bye, everybody. All right, so the Surface Pro 3 specs, I don't know, got the Atom processor in it.
it's got the quad-core Atom processor.
Yeah, the quad-core Atom processor. Okay, maybe, who knows. Got the smaller screen, not a fan. Pretty good resolution for the smaller screen, though, I'll give it that. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to play around on one because literally I have ran into zero lag on mine. which I don't think I could say about this lower model.
No, and I run. You don't even play Steam games on there, do you? I see. I've played Steam games. I've used the Steam chat or whatever, and it's worked out pretty good.
Everything's okay.
Everything's okay. Not really powerful Steam games, but I have played Steam games on it.
Good.
Now, someone that like our esteemed CFO, who's amazing.
Are we? Why are you going back to this?
He's obviously in touch with technology. Like, he's a financial guy, but he's obviously in touch by technology because he ordered. A lot of the other people may order Apple Airs or something like that, but he orders, the latest and the greatest, the Microsoft Surface Pro 3, which is awesome. Great job, Mr. Not at my company CFO. Nailed it. You know who's not in touch with technology, Jones?
Who's not in touch with technology?
Our fucking politicians.
This is very true.
And I've said this for a long time.
Are you going to bring up the email thing?
Yeah, one of the reasons I did not, I'm not even kidding, one of the reasons I did not vote for McCain is because I felt like he was too out of touch with technology to be president of the United States. I felt that. I didn't feel that way about the last guy you voted for, but I did feel that way about McCain. Recently, Lindsey Graham, who, as you know, the longer you are in office in this country, the longer you are on, important decision-making type policy boards and stuff like that. Lindsey Graham, he's been a U.S. Senator for 12 years and a congressman for 8 before that. So he's been in Congress in one way or another for 20 years. He admitted, and keep in mind, this guy is on the main technology things that are deciding things like net neutrality and that kind of stuff. He admitted when talking about the Hillary Clinton home-based email server scandal thing that's going on,
right.
He admitted he's never sent an email in his life.
Really?
He's never sent an email, Jones. How?
Never sent an email.
He's never sent an email. How is that possible?
That's hard to believe.
Be in that amount of power and never have sent an email. Here's the thing. It's my understanding, I've talked to people that have been in the know. Like, I've talked to people that have, what is it? Like, it's not intern. It's an intern. Like, you intern for senators and stuff like that. These long-term senators are so fucking out of touch with the common person because they don't do anything for themselves.
Everything's done for them? Somewhere?
Correct. It's like, I remember when Obama was running, and I think it was Joe Biden didn't know, like, the price of a gallon of milk. Like, he couldn't even, he was like, I don't know, isn't it like $7? Like, he just had no concept of the price of a gallon of milk. And this is the same situation. I'm sure he's sending emails. Someone's sending emails on behalf of him. He's just not sending his own emails, which is insane to me.
Really?
Insane.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta say, my great-grandmother, who has passed, but back when CompuServe and AOL were up and coming, she decided that she'd want to be on the internet, and so she bought a computer, and I was working down in American Fork at the time near her house. So on my lunch breaks, I would go over, and I showed her how to write an email, and she began emailing with some of our relatives on the East Coast. So yes, I think she was 90. I don't even know how old she was at the time. She was late 80s at least.
You're like, I have an email for you. It's gamgam@flyboyenterprises.com.
So she was late 80s and wrote her first email and continued to write email after that. My grandparents, they are not on the internet per se, but they go south every winter. They used to go to Arizona.
Like a goose.
Yeah, basically.
You have goosey grandparents.
They're snowbirds, as people call them.
Oh, okay.
And they go south for the winter, and so they wanted to be able to stay in touch with more than just phone calls and writing letters. So we had got them this email machine back in the day. That
I remember those
phone lines.
at the shack. I used to sell those.
To sell them. So we got them those, and they typed up a few emails themselves, but So I find it very hard to believe that.
Are your grandparents still around?
Yes, they're still around.
Do they email?
They're not big emailers now anymore. No, that machine kind of lost its mojo when phone lines were no longer cool, and it's they haven't really jumped on any other bandwagon of email or internet, but they at least can say they have sent an email.
Unlike Lindsey Graham, who is the head of a technology, whatever the fuck they're called, group. I'm so mad about this, I can't even think about it. I'm sure it's in the article that I didn't read. Just kidding. But speaking of, and I'm going to just straight up do another story right over the top of you.
Okay.
Because you are of the opinion that self-driving cars will never be what I think they are, necessarily as quick as I think they are. And as we tend to bring up every episode, we're going to talk about self-driving cars. You have a very powerful man on your side.
Okay, who's on my side?
Warren Buffett.
Ooh.
He thinks that
Props, WB.
There's a couple, if you're listening, the Oracle of Omaha, if you will. He thinks that there is going to be a major problem in the fact that insurance companies are not going to be very excited about them. They're not going to be very excited to cover self-driving cars in a way that is feasible for them to be on the road. In addition, he says that there's a whole ethics thing behind it, where we haven't really delved into it. It's a very futurology type of thing where we talk about the ethics.
Futurology, huh?
Futurology.
Is that a new word you just made up?
No, it's a word. Futurology type of thing, where he isn't sure if humans are ready for the ethics that the effects that come along with the ethics of computerized decision making.
Okay.
And whether or not people will be able to put, there's some interesting questions. He continued. You got a self-driving car, and you're going down the street, and a three-year-old runs out in front of the car, and there's another car coming the other direction with 4 people in it. The computer is going to make a decision as to whether to hit the kid or hit the car.
Oh, really?
Which I'd be interested to see what the programming behind that is. Like, is that legitimately the decision it's going to make? Is it going to veer into oncoming traffic, or is it just going to hit its brakes? Like in certain situations that are hard to program.
And this is the one thing, and it's obvious that this is the main discussion when it comes to self-driving cars and why they can't happen. In the global aspect that everybody thinks they will is this reason alone is you can't give something total control, because the first time it gets into an accident, regardless if it was a car accident, hitting somebody, anything else, that technology becomes so pricey to do anything with at that point that nobody can afford to do it anymore anyways.
I mean, this is the debate we've been having for a couple episodes, so I don't think we need... Because I see the opposite effect. Like, self-driving cars are going to get in a lot less wrecks than regular people. Regular people get in wrecks every day, and there's no problem with it.
But, it goes back to the thing is, how many wrecks are avoided because of human involvement that probably you put a machine in that same situation, it's really going to happen?
I mean, that's what we talked about before. There's been like 1 million miles of the Google car, and there's only been 2 wrecks. One, it was rear-ended from behind, and the other one was caused when the human was driving the car. So, I mean, that's not the same. They're not putting the Google car through the paces of, daily driving. What I worry about, and one of the things I was thinking about recently, and going back to this Warren Buffett and just kind of finishing it up, I really respect Warren Buffett. I've always been a huge fan of the things he's done. I really think he's a smart guy. I definitely think he's tied in more than some of the senators that can't fucking send emails. So what he says may very well be very valid. But one of the things I was thinking about the other night as I was drifting off to sleep thinking about the Jones is
Ooh.
a good argument. I know I have half bonered up. Is that what about different driving styles for different geographic locations? Like for example,
Okay.
here in Salt Lake, it is completely common for people to run left on turn red arrows all the fucking time because people get out in the intersection, and then one car goes on yellow, and then 3 more cars go when it's technically red. That shit happens all the time, and people constantly go in the medians here, and there's just accepted things that happen here all the time that are super fucking annoying, but they happen here all the time in Salt Lake. Or, for example, I-15 is the most sped corridor in America. It is the most sped corridor in America. I don't know how that's been affected since they've increased it to 70 miles an hour. But at the time, Garmin did a study, and it's the most sped. The I-15 corridor between Ogden and Utah County is the most sped corridor in America. So the Google car is not going to speed. It's not going to speed. These cars, you're not going to be able. I would assume you're going to be giving up part of the freedom of controlling the car. I'm going to assume you can't get out of the open road of Nevada and crank it up to 100 miles an hour. It probably won't let you. And that, twofold, I feel like that's a programming problem, and I feel like people are going to really have a hard time that they don't have that control over their car anymore.
Right. And this, going back to the same thing is self-driving cars aren't going to work because there is no way we outlaw human-driven cars. Period. That will never happen.
No, I don't believe so either.
And so self-driving cars, there's no way that, I don't know, how do you convince a jury that an accident that is impossible to tell fault wasn't caused by the self-driving car?
That's true. That's also very true. Or what if they do allow you to override the self-driving car and put the self-driving car at 90 miles an hour and it still have it self-driving? Then if it gets in a car accident, who's at fault?
Right.
So the legality of it, I feel like, is going to be where it really gets caught up more than anything. If we were one state that had one law, then it would be a little bit easier. But I have been thinking about it more, and I'm still going to keep the bet that they'll be, bigger in 10 years than you think they are going to be. But I do rescind and think that there's going to be a lot of things. I've been thinking about this a lot.
You've been putting a lot of thought into this, really.
I do. I want a self-driving car so bad. I just want to plug it in, get another 15 minutes of sleep, get to work. Awesome.
Well, how many times have while you've been laying there awake pining over me, number one?
Did I get an erection? All the time. 100% of the time.
100% of the
110% of the time.
And then out of those times that you're laying there erect,
Okay.
did you wish...
Say the word erect again. Real slow.
Erect.
Oh.
Did you wish that there was a way for Android apps, a good way, that was actually done by Android, for those apps to be run on your desktop?
That's not BlueStack or anything like that.
One of these very buggy
So,
solutions.
have you ever used BlueStack?
Yes.
So, what did you use BlueStack for? What was your reasoning behind it?
Originally, it was to run another neighbor for Tapped Out, The Simpsons Tapped Out.
So, it's very coincidental because that's the only reason I've ever used BlueStack. Is I was so addicted to Tapped Out, I wanted on my computer at work instead of my phone.
Oh, I set up a whole new account on my computer.
It worked
so I had a
horribly.
neighbor.
It did not work good.
At all, no.
And I just gave up on it after half a day.
Right, so Android is basically, with Chrome OS gaining a little bit of popularity, they recently released that they will now have an HDMI stick that turns your TV into a Chrome OS type computer.
Which is, again, one of Chrome's problems.
Right.
One of the things that Apple does right. What's the difference between that and the new Android TV? What's the difference between Android TV and Google TV?
Yeah, I don't get the.
What's the difference between Fire TV? In fact, they have 3 tiers because they have Chromecast, Chrome OS on a stick, and they're coming out with Android TV. It's very confusing.
Android TV will be built in, obviously, and that's it's just them making a little bit of money selling a TV.
I thought it was a stick. I thought it was their answer to the Fire Stick.
No, it's a full Android TV. It's like a full-on TV is what.
And they have that Google Nexus little thing, the little thing that's after the Fire TV, the regular Fire TV, and the Apple TV. Dude, Google needs to get their game together marketing wise. It's confusing for them.
It's they don't have to do anything because they're Google, but Google's native client called App Runtime
Damn,
to
you're all
Chrome,
like fucking. I love you, Google.
Arc, is what it's going to be called. Will allow this to happen. Google is giving all Android developers access to this Arc, and not just well-known ones.
Oh my God, this is how they did this in the Bible.
But Mountain View has released an app browser extension called the Arc Welder that packages Android APKs into applications for Chrome OS and other desktop platforms. So yes, these converted apps could even work on Mac, Windows, and Linux computers loaded with the Chrome browser. So as long as you've got the Chrome browser installed, you can probably run most of your APKs on your Windows desktop.
I like what they're doing with Chrome OS, and I like how they're integrating so much of it into the Chrome browser. I am not a fan of the bloat that has become the Chrome browser, though.
Yeah, I don't. They were always saying how sleek it is. And
that's why I
everything
left
else.
Firefox.
But you go ahead and open up Task Manager when you got Chrome open anymore. Oh my God,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. It's actually beat IE now.
I'm excited.
I have IE open and Chrome open at the same time, just at the Google search page. Chrome is using more resources than IE is.
That's one of the reasons I'm excited about Project Spartan.
Yeah.
Because a lot of we're obviously big fans of the Microsoft Surface. I feel like Microsoft has really upped their game in the last couple of years. They might not have the penetration they want, but
You said penetration.
Penetration. But I'm excited to see what they come out of it. There.
Yeah, I agree too. So yeah, look into that. Going to be more developing from the Google Arc and the Arc Welder.
Do you still play Tapped Out?
No.
Yeah,
No, it became a life-sucking vampire.
My wife got because I played it for like a couple months straight, and I was saving my donuts, right? I had like 150 donuts that I had saved up in the months, and I played it for probably about 6 months. And when I get obsessed with a game, I get everybody in my life obsessed with the game too. So that's happened with a couple games. Like I get everybody on it, and then I lose interest and stop playing it. I had 150 donuts in my account sitting there. I stopped playing. Didn't ever spend them. My wife was
they're still
so
there?
pissed. They're still there.
Oh God.
And they're legitimate donuts too. You can easily hack that game and get unlimited donuts, but I don't see the point of that.
I didn't think that was possible and still be able to play online.
No, you can still do it. They have a whole. But the problem is that breaks the fun of the game.
Well,
if you have unlimited donuts and you can get whatever you want, there's no fucking point.
That game is patched more than most games are. And I think every patch breaks the hack.
Yeah, EA's on top of it.
Yeah, they're definitely on top.
Did you ever play the Family Guy one?
No.
Yeah,
never even gotten.
What do you play? Do you play any mobile games?
No, I kind of gone away from mobile games now. Tapped Out was my big one. I actually downloaded the emulators and was playing a lot of emulated games for Nintendo, the old Nintendo games, things like that.
What about Clash of Clans or anything like that?
No, never got into that. I know a lot of our coworkers are big into Clash of Clans.
I would understand them. I saw this old lady in the elevator the other day. She wasn't. I don't want to offend any viewers, so I'm going to take the old lady thing back. But she was like probably her early 50s. Like
that's old lady. Oh yeah, you definitely would have pissed me.
Gray-haired kind of business suit, and she's in the elevator, and I walk in, and she's playing Clash of Clans, and I'm like, that's probably a little bit outside of the Clash of Clans demographic.
Yeah. And
her coworkers get in, they ask her about Clash of Clans, and she's just like, I do this and this. Like, she was into Clash of Clans, man. She was. So I don't know. Maybe I'll. The biggest mobile game I had was Cut the Rope. Did you ever play Cut the Rope?
Yeah, that was a big one.
I got all the stars.
Fruit Ninja-esque.
I got all the stars on Cut the Rope. Dude, at the old building, I played so much Cut the Rope on the toilet. Like, my poops went from 2 minutes to 10 minutes so quick.
I didn't need to know that.
I was pooping all the time playing Cut the Rope. It was awesome.
All right, where are we at time-wise?
Surprisingly, we're at 40 minutes.
40 minutes right now.
Do we want to make this a short episode?
No, let's keep going. I got some stuff. I want to talk about Amazon Dash. Did you ever sign up for that when it first was released? We talked about this again previously on the Beyond the Routine.
That was the Amazon, the one I shared on the page before I was a co-host.
No, that one was Echo, I believe, the Amazon Echo.
Was Dash the one that was the like?
Dash was directly linked to Amazon Fresh, the market, the actual supermarket for Android or for Amazon.
I never heard of it.
Okay, so it's a little device that has a scanner and a mic in it, and you would basically make your grocery list to this thing, and then when you were ready, order that from Amazon Fresh, and it would be delivered to you.
Can you get Amazon Fresh here?
No, Amazon Fresh is not available.
I would do that if I tell you what. Here's my challenge to Amazon right off the bat. I do all the grocery shopping. You do the grocery shopping in your house too, is my understanding.
My
right?
wife would like me to, yes.
Okay, so I fucking hate grocery shopping.
Oh, I don't. I love it.
I'm really good at it. Like, I get in and out of a Costco and a Winco with 2 weeks worth of groceries in less than an hour and a half.
That's good. That's good.
I fucking hate grocery shopping, though. I hate
know.
it. I hate the
See,
whole process of grocery
I
shopping.
love it all.
Do you go through every aisle?
No.
You know where everything is?
Yeah.
Because if you're, like, we haven't talked about her on the podcast, but you know JB.
Right.
She's in R&D. JB in R&D.
You got names. You got skills with that.
Everyone's names fucking rhyme. Like 15 of the letters rhyme, so it's super easy. JB in R&D, she will walk into a store and she goes through like every aisle. It's infuriating.
I used to do that back when I was very first. My wife and I just got married. We were grocery shopping. I would walk out of the grocery store spending $300, not even like, what the hell did I just do?
I don't. I mean, I could stand in a Winco and tell you every aisle and how far down things are.
Oh yeah, that's how I am with my Smiths, my local Smiths. So, anyways, it's Amazon Dash.
But anyway, sorry. Hold on. My original thought.
Okay, your original thought.
Amazon Fresh comes to Salt Lake and can deliver my groceries to my store
For your door.
my door for 10% more than I'm paying now, which is like $60 a month, probably $60 or $70 a month. I'm there.
You're there.
I'm there.
Bravo. So Amazon Dash, it's never really took off. Still in beta. Kind of a cool concept. I never signed up for it because we didn't have Fresh. Well, now Amazon's got these new things out there trying out is Dash buttons.
Okay.
And what they are is they're product-centric buttons. So you get the advertising for the product by the logo for the product being on the button.
Okay.
And it works very similar to the way Dash did, except
Does it have a camera in it?
no. It's links to your hooks to the Wi-Fi in your home,
Okay.
and then syncs to your phone.
Okay.
Then syncs to your phone. And anytime the button is pressed, it automatically orders that product from Amazon to be shipped to your house. And then this isn't the Fresh. This is Amazon, so anybody can have it.
So I can point it at anything.
It's for whatever product they're selling with the button with.
So somebody comes into my phone, or no? What do you? I don't understand. Any product that.
Right. So Tide, for instance, Tide has a button.
Okay.
That Tide button is tied to.
And that is on their packaging.
No, it's something Amazon is going to provide.
So you're going to have a bunch of buttons.
You'll have a bunch of buttons located around your home, typically by the product that
like NFC sensors.
Oh, this is an actual push button. Click the button.
It's very weird.
I think it's a great idea. Number one,
all their products, like if I want the big 50-gallon thing of lube, then I need to re-up it. Put that button in the wife's drawer.
For now, they're starting out with it's like a 16 product launch for the beta. Tide, Glad trash bags, Ziploc bags, things like that. That are orderable from your regular Amazon, so this isn't not necessarily.
Do you order that kind of stuff from Amazon? I just get it from the fucking
No,
store.
Yeah, exactly.
I've thought about doing that reoccurring Amazon thing before. You can order some stuff on Amazon and then reoccur.
Right.
You know.
This is kind of taking that to the next level. This now says, "Oh shit, I've got maybe 2 loads of wash left from my Tide." Bam! Hit the button. 2 business days later, that Tide is now at your door.
Are you going to get this?
I signed up for the beta. Well, I didn't get a beta invite. I signed up to be invited to the beta. So we'll see.
I'll probably never use it. I'll just keep going to the store. I want the Amazon Fresh thing, though. I want it super bad.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's not going to save me a trip to the store by any means, but I like the fact that I will never be out of anything and have to wait till I can go to the store to have something.
Yeah.
That's what to me is the biggest benefit of the Amazon button. So Like I said, not to be confused with Dash. That's currently in beta because this isn't linked to Fresh, so you don't have to have Amazon Fresh in your area to use it. Have to be a Prime member, Amazon Prime member, of course, to get the beta. And only one button press is recognized until the product is delivered. So if you have a bunch of little bastard children that go and like to press buttons,
who has bastard children
Really? Who
that would
does?
do that?
that would do that,
Delilah.
that press the button 100 times, if you've already pressed the button to order that,
Oh, that would piss her mom off so bad, though. Can you disable that?
what?
Because
No.
I might
No.
order it, put some Tide on there, and then just give Delilah the button. Not even say anything for Julie. She'll just get like 45 email notifications. Someone hacked my Amazon account. What did they buy? 45 things of Tide. I'm
No,
allergic to Tide.
So it only once the button's pressed once until the product is confirmed delivered on the Amazon website, that button is inactive. So that's kind of like a built-in failsafe. So pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Speaking of cutting-edge technology, I believe previously on Beyond the Routine we've talked about Lyft and Uber.
Yes, that they're getting a lot of bad flack from bad drivers.
Yeah.
Drivers.
Well,
doing
you know what
bad
they
things.
could, if they could get good drivers, they could have, automated cars. That would fix everything. About the
Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen,
Comet and Cupid,
Donner and Blitzen,
but do you recall
the most famous reindeer of all?
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose.
Woohoo!
You could even say it
Glows.
glows
Something like that. All right,
like a light. Then
Okay.
one Christmas.
we're done.
We're
We're not doing that anymore.
Rudolph with your nose so bright.
Talk to me about what you were gonna talk.
So,
about.
you know about the Salt Lake City bike share?
Yes.
Because you are a big public transportation guy, which I've respected from you. You know what I've actually respected more? The fact that the sex toy intern, is still rocking the public transportation even though he got that shiny new car.
Brand new car.
I thought for sure he would be all like wanting to drive that car everywhere and would fall off, but he's still doing it. Once my kids get a little bit older and I don't have to trade off with the wife to pick them up and stuff like that, I may public transport more, but I do like doing the public transportation. Maybe I should look
How
into
close are you to somewhere that does public transport?
it. So I would have to walk maybe a half mile to the max because they were going to build the tracks all the way here. And then they ran out of funding and they only built the tracks to Valley Fair. So the max is all the way up 35, all the way to Magna. So
Okay.
there's a max station at the corner of 56 West and 35th South.
And the max is a bus?
The max is a bus that drives in the center lane that changes the lights.
Okay, so it's like no stopping, it's just going.
Supposedly no stopping. It still does stop occasionally, but
Occasionally.
supposedly no
But
stopping.
it's quicker, definitely quicker to get.
And it goes directly to the Trax line. The Trax line would take me to work, I believe.
Yeah, green line you would get off at it's Gallivan.
Yep.
It would be Gallivan.
It wouldn't be super difficult. And there's a huge, even if I didn't want to walk that, there's a gigantic lot that nobody fucking uses. It's huge. There's like 400 spots in it. There's never anyone parked in it. So I could just drive there and then take
Then take that.
I
It
don't
would
think
be a lot quicker.
it would be. And my wife gets she gets things to her work for like $35.
Really?
Passes through her work for like $35.
Damn.
So
Why
like,
don't you get me one?
I don't know. Why don't you just shout it out? She'll listen eventually. Just put on your
Hey,
put on your
Julie.
sexy voice. Sexy voice.
Julie. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Can you give me a Trax pass?
Yeah.
Trax pass.
Yeah. Do it. So, have you used the bike share thing?
One time.
And how was your experience?
Poor.
Why?
Either, well, we know that I'm a, as you call it, rotund individual.
Yeah, you are very rotund.
I am a rotund individual.
You weigh a rotund.
So I don't know if it was surely that or I had a faulty bike. But the bike seat would not stay in the upright position.
You probably that happens to me on almost all bikes because I'm such a so it would like
No, it would like
oh Oh my god!
down to the bottom.
You destroyed it.
So it was like
so you were just like
I would start out up
low
here.
riding.
First I was here.
It's like my seat.
now we're here. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like
like I
the
said,
reverse Drake. as
I
they call it.
realized the rotundness might have been a problem, but I have a bike at home that I ride, a mountain bike that does not have that problem. The seat is able to stay where I adjust it to. So I was pretty sure I had a faulty bike, but by the time I picked it up from the front runner station and rode and just up and down, trying to fight this thing, and by the time I got to where I was at another bike station or close to one, I just pulled into it and dropped it off and walked the rest of the way to the to work and decided not to try it again.
And how much was that? It's like
Free.
It's free for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yep.
So you get it for free for 30 minutes.
So I could definitely get from work to the train station for free every day on a bike.
But there's no. Oh, it's across the street at CenturyLink, huh?
It's 3rd South. No, it's behind. It's on 3rd South and 3rd East. The corner of 3rd and 3rd is.
You
is
probably
the
just like to
nearest bike
walk
station.
though. I get so disappointed I never see you walking.
Why?
Do you go up? You go up second?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start going up second to see if I can ever see you walking.
Okay.
Because right now I get off on 15, I go to 3rd, and then I go on 3rd East to 2nd is how I do it. So I'm gonna start going on 2nd just so I can see you ever walking one day. Roll
You gonna
out.
offer to pick me up?
Pretty woman, you maybe take you to a nice place, pick out some stuff. So let's pretend that Airbnb, which you know what Airbnb is,
Yes.
had sex with Uber, and then like that baby banged those bike stations. That's Spin Lister.
Spin Lister. Okay.
Spin Lister is something. It's actually I didn't even need the sex analogy because it's very much just like Uber with bikes. You get one of the Spin Lister bikes sent to your house, and then you basically just put it wherever you want, and then people rent it for $5 a day, up to $100 a day for a really nice bike.
Really?
It has a Bluetooth lock on it. They rent it, they drive wherever they want on their bike, they ride on their bike, and they just leave it locked wherever.
Huh.
Yep. It's now in 275 cities, 40 countries, and has 2,000 bikes. So let me just break that down, because I have never heard of this.
No, that's news to me.
And basically how I heard of it is I was on the Salt Lake City subreddit, and they talked about how the green bikes were open, and somebody posted this, said, well, this is the future. I did the math, and 275 cities, and there's only 2,000 bikes. That's less than 10 bikes per city.
Yeah.
And granted, I'm sure they're all over in San Francisco. There's probably hundreds of bikes in San Francisco and New York, meaning that there may very well be like one bike in all of Salt Lake City, which is not convenient to me.
No, because currently the bike share that we have, I mean, there's just in the
25 stations.
Yeah, like I said, I know that just in the area that I am in, there's like 5 stations between the train station and my work.
It really picked up, and I didn't realize. I thought it was a city thing. I didn't realize it's its own little independent company. Like it's
IHC sponsored.
Oh, okay.
IHC sponsors it
They don't want you to be fat.
because they don't want.
If you have
well-turned
IHC insurance,
individuals.
do you get it? Do you get it for free?
It's possible if you're an IHC employee. I really don't know. So
Much.
pretty cool.
And it's only been around 2 years and already has 25 things. So I feel like the Spin Lister thing, not quite. I read some reviews online, and I don't know if it's just the fact that people were more about reviewing things if they had a poor experience compared to if they had a good experience. But there were a lot of bad reviews where people went to rent bikes and they were like they were basically taken care of by people that didn't know jack shit about bikes,
Right,
and so
right.
they were especially because a lot of these are road bikes. You have to really take care of a road bike. You have to get it serviced, and you have to get like a tune-up and stuff.
I think that's the other problem I had with our bikes that we have is they're kind of like grandma bikes.
They are like grandma bikes.
They're 3 speeds, and they're not. The position you have to ride them in is not a comfortable position to me.
No.
It's very straight up and down. There's no real lean forward type of thing, so you don't get the most power out of your legs that you can, and it's just
You're
an
not
awkward
delivering for
feeling.
Jimmy John's on those bikes.
No, God. No.
Although I'd be so excited if someone wrecked out their Jimmy John bike and then ran over, grabbed one of those bikes, and kept delivering. That would make my life.
They were serious about the sandwiches, man.
They like if I even think Jimmy John's right now, they'll order it directly to me.
Really,
It's amazing.
I want to see it happen. Jimmy John's. All right, so we're approaching the end, I believe. I'm going to bring up this one last story.
This is the end, my friend. All right.
So
We should harmonize.
have you heard of MRSA?
MRSA, the disease.
Yes.
The staph infection.
The
if
staph
you
type
will.
infection that is a very nasty bastard that hospitals have dread, basically, because they have a very hard time killing it once it
I
gets there.
use an ancient recipe that I found on the internet this week to treat all my MRSA.
Bravo. So this ancient recipe he speaks of was discovered by a Dr. Christina Lee. She's an Anglo-Saxon expert from the School of English, and she worked together with a Freya Harrison, a microbiologist at the University of Nottingham, and she found the ancient recipe in the what is called Bald's Leech Book, an Old English medical compendium. And this was originally stated to cure styes and eye infections, basically styes of the eye.
Okay.
And what this
Have you ever had a sty in your eye?
Yes, I have. They're
It
painful
fucking
bastards.
hurts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a very painful bastard. So, what this is composed of, whatever you want to call it, is you take some leeks. You know what leeks are?
They're those things at the grocery store I never buy.
They kind of look like a giant green onion.
They
kinda,
do look like a green onion, yeah.
but a very giant one.
It's like a green onion fucked a celery stick.
we're going to the whole if two things had a baby.
Yeah. And then that thing had a baby with a leak.
With a leek. This is what it would be. Garlic.
So it's like an onion fucked a lumpy avocado. All right, tell me the other
You
ingredients.
end up with the garlic. Some wine.
So it's like Jesus' finger fucks some water.
Very true. And then last, bulgal.
So it's like something that I don't know what it is. Fuck something else I don't know what it is.
I had a general idea of what this might be.
Bulgul. Is that bull semen?
B-U-L-L, right?
It's bull semen, isn't
No,
it?
it's not.
Is it bull semen?
The last word is gall. G-A-L-L.
Is it bull gallbladder?
Right, exactly.
God damn it! I wish it was bull semen.
So what they've
You know,
done,
you always think it's bull semen, and it's never bull semen.
it's never
It's
bull
like
semen.
lupus on house.
They take all that, mix it together,
Okay.
and ferment it in a copper pot for 9 days.
How pissed off is the bull?
He had to die.
No, maybe he
somebody's
didn't. Maybe
sty.
he had a gall. Maybe he's like he went in the bull doctor. And he's like, it really hurts, doc. And he's like, we got to take your gallbladder out, George.
They didn't do that to the cow. They killed him and ate him and
Oh,
put his gallbladder
People-
in a copper pot.
this is insane. So how ancient is this recipe?
Oh, it's old. It's back from like early 1500s. I think it said it was.
Dude, people are so fucking resourceful as like a whole. Like, who was the person that was like, I guarantee this is what happened. He's like, all right, man,
I don't think there was pot involved.
hear me out,
I
bro.
don't think there was pot involved.
Thou shalt hear me out. How about we take, and do they even know what a gallbladder is? Like, they're like
They
randomly,
called it bulgal in the,
they're like,
in the,
grab
in the
that,
text.
grab that organ right there. Nope, that one. Yep, that one. All right, throw it in there.
That one. And why they knew this would
Do you
cure
think they
styes.
tried a couple different things? Like, I guarantee the first thing they used was bull semen. But like,
I
before
don't
you
know.
kill that bull, jerk it off. Tom's got it.
That's-
Tom's got a MRSA infection.
This is what I'm saying about that is at that point I think so many people wouldn't volunteer to jerk the bull off to get the bull semen. They're just like, screw it, let's just kill it and take out its gallbladder.
All right,
It's
we're gonna
easier.
play a little would ya. I got Tam tied up in my Lego layer, and I say, Jones,
Yes.
I got this bull outside. It's pretty much tied down, but it could still wiggle free. I'm not gonna let Tam go. I'm gonna make Tam walk on Lego for the rest of her life.
Oh, very cruel.
Unless you jerk off this bull. How much do you love your wife, Jones?
I would jerk the bull off.
Oh, that's love. You should put that in your next Valentine's Day card. I would jerk a bull off for you, honey.
I would jerk a bull off if I knew you had to walk on Legos the rest of your life. That's love.
That's love. So Bulgal, and then what? You put it in a pot for 9 days.
Copper pot. Gotta be copper.
It's got to be a copper pot.
Gotta be copper.
Do you have a
pot.
copper pot at your house?
I don't have a copper pot.
Do you have
in my
garlic
house.
at your house?
Yes.
Do you have leeks at your house?
Could get it easily.
All right, so leeks are easily accessible. So what's that? Leeks, garlic.
Wine.
You got wine at
We
your
got
house?
wine.
We fucking go to Jesse's house. That fool got wine for
He's
days.
got wine.
White or red?
It doesn't say. I'm
Well,
gonna
now
say
that-
red.
Post something on that recipe. Be like, is it white or red?
Excuse me. We gotta come up with.
Do you have any Bulgal?
No, that's gonna be tough to find.
Can you order Bulgal?
No, it's not
Let
something.
me hop on over to Amazon. Let me see if I can order some Bulgal real quick. They have everything.
But these people did. These two people made this recipe
In a copper pot.
in a copper pot, let it
Okay.
cure for 9 days, put the mixture on poor laboratory mice that they gave a staph infection to, and it literally
Twat.
cleared up 90% of the infection.
Do you think they slathered it? Do you think there's something behind that? Like I'm fucking by no means
Well,
a
they
scientist.
they tested each ingredient individually to see what effects it
Didn't
had.
do anything.
They didn't do anything.
How unlucky was the mouse? That's all like, is that bull gallbladder? Squeak, squeak, motherfucker! Like, what the hell? You know you need to put that with garlic, wine, and leeks for it to be effective.
Hello.
If you type Bulgal into Amazon, you just get the truck nuts that people hang on the back of there. Do you have a hitch on your car?
Yes. My
Do you-
truck, yes.
Can I put truck nuts on your car?
Sure. I would not be opposed to the truck nuts.
What do you think your wife would do?
She wouldn't care. Do you think she would care?
I don't know. Like if your daughter can't listen to this podcast past, I don't know. She might be like, "What are those, Daddy?"
You know, it's not so much.
They're Bulgals.
It's not so much language that I have a problem with. It's. I think the.
You just don't want her to be walking around saying the word jizz.
That's a
The
lot
first
of it.
time that she walks up to Tam Tam Bigelow and says, "Mommy, what's jizz?" This fucking podcast is done. It's just me for 2 hours staring at your seat crying. This is beyond the routine.
saying random sex related.
Me running back and forth and be like, "I'm Jones," and then running back and be like, "Hey, I'm Chris."
All right, so I think this episode 106 is coming to an end. We're very sad to see it go.
It is. This has been my favorite episode. Name 106 ever.
106.
I can't believe there wasn't bull semen. I was so excited.
That would be bull semen.
It's never bull semen.
It's never bull semen.
No one ever expects the Spanish Inquisition, and it's never bull semen.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, we'd like to thank Protocol 42 for providing the stream.
And fuck Protocol 43.
And fuck them in their
Yeah.
goat asses.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll catch you next week. All right. We're going to go ahead. Those of you still hanging in with us, I'm going to go ahead and turn the stream back over to the randomly generated Beyond the Routine episode. Are you ready to kill the butt?
She never listens live, right? Because then I'm really screwed. All right. I'm going to kill the stream. There you go.
The stream is done.
Say goodbye, my stream. All right, what do you want to call it?
We got two options. Futurology,
Okay, which is a real word, by the way.
or it's never bull semen.
I think we all know what I'm going to choose. The whole reason I went on that bull semen rampage was to get an episode title.
All right, we will call episode 106. It's never bull semen.
The futurology of bull semen.
Okay, 105 Notes has the stuff in it you need. It has what you need, baby.